What's up, y'all? This is a So Excited podcast. It's been a crazy last 2 weeks in the gaming world. So we all gathered here, y'all, just to talk about this crazy stuff from GameStop to Xbox to PlayStation. They probably bringing out a new handheld, supposedly. Xbox is, I don't know. GameStop is selling Sega Saturn games for super cheap. People are making money on the podcast selling GameStop stock. It's been crazy, y'all. So we're gonna get to it. We're here. Thank y'all for thank y'all for showing up. Oh man, I'm still like, I think I'm back to my normal self now since I got back from Japan, y'all. It's been because last week when I got back, I wanted to do it, but I'm glad we didn't do it last week because I would have been like, like.
Oh, we have so much to talk about too, Steve.
I was beat last week. I was like, man. He was like,
I know.
I was like, thank God.
I think we
tired.
Everybody
I
was
late. I was putting up a pool. I was like, Steve, I'm gonna be a little late.
And then you like, did you get in the chat like, so who's on? Like nobody's on.
Well, yeah, because I got off and I was like, I was waiting and I'm going, I didn't see a link, and I was gonna actually message Elliot or I was gonna message Alex and be like, are you guys on air right now? And he's ignoring me.
No, bro.
And Steve called later. Then Steve calls later and he's like, oh no, everybody was out of pocket, so we didn't do it. I was like, oh.
I want to say I fell asleep and crashed too. Like, like when you're not asleep but you're like unconscious, like that level. I think that's where I was.
I crashed early, dude. I was like, man,
y'all
done.
You know that Japan trip, it messed my sleep up again. I'm now actually getting up at 8:00 and I hate it.
Good. Welcome.
No,
Get some production done.
I listen. Okay, I wake up. I need to get my coffee. I don't really start my day till like 1:00. Really, I mean, I can't work. I can't work in the morning. I just noticed it. I tried to like edit videos. I was like,
yeah. If that's not your normal, you're definitely.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. Here we go with the meat grill.
So I heard there was a bunch of drama on the internet this week that there was a YouTuber that was taking advantage of GameStop and buying all this Sega Saturn stuff. And the worst part about it is he's a reseller. Elliot, did you hear this? Like,
money.
The internet's blowing
I'm gonna
up
make
over
so
it.
much money.
Craziness.
If y'all know, well, the guys here on the chat know, but if y'all found out how much I paid for this,
Panzer Dragoon, I know what that is. That's like a $1,300 to $1,500 game.
Who y'all would? People will lose. They'll lose their stuff.
I'm sorry. I was like, when you sent us before you made it public and you sent us the picture message in chat, I was hating. I ain't even gonna lie. I was drinking the gate. I was drinking the haterade. I was all on the haterade. I was like, man, that's a great deal, man. Great job. I was over here like, you sorry son of a.
I was sitting there going, go back and get the other ones. Are you stupid?
Man.
Like, go get the other ones.
I didn't realize you didn't get them all until I saw the video, and you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back and get them." I was like, "What? I would have bought every last one of those."
Yeah, no, I mean, that was like probably one of the best hauls. You know what? That reminded me of. You remember the guy who like had they had the estate sale? He had died or whatever, and then like the dude got the sealed copy of like Castlevania on the NES or whatever.
Just happened.
I was like, man, that's almost as good as that.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be good there, but it was just, I guess, because the location and it would happen at GameStop. You know, that was crazy. Because so I guess we're gonna talk about it since Numbnuts over here just went.
Hey, listen, it's the show host in me to get into the content. But before you do that, did you ever find out? Because I know you later on, not to spoil it, but you ended up finding the guy. Did you ask him what like he's just trying to get rid of it? Is he getting out of the collecting? What was the deal? What was the reason he's getting rid of it?
So this is the story, right? So let's go back. Got the games, right? GameStop. Dude, I went in GameStop. I do my normal round. And my normal round this day, they hit all the GameStops. Something told me to go to GameStop. I don't know what it was, God, my spider senses, whatever. Something told me, go to GameStop. So Went to GameStop, was talking, chilling, talking to people. Cause I know a lot of them in there. They always say, "Hey, what's up? What you looking for today?" They say, saying retro stuff and like that. He said, "Yeah, a guy brought in a lot of Sega stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then my thinking, I'm like, well, I saw Sega games in the GameStop before, and they used to be like some bootleg Sonic 2s or some just dusty game. I'm like, yeah. I said, I don't want to see that. But then he starts to open it before before he cut me off. He just started opening it. Soon as he opened the thing. I saw this like right here, like this. I saw just this, and I'm like, yeah. He said, and then he like, yeah, these Sega games. I said, Sega Saturn. Yeah, that's what this is. Yeah, these right here, and I'm like,
you're lucky he didn't know what it was.
I said,
so he would have taken them all.
And I started to rush over to the drawer, and I'm like, you mind if I? He said, go ahead, and I picked them. I was like, okay, Darksaber, Guardian Heroes, which these two I went back and got, thank God. And then I pulled out Burning Rangers, pause, and I was like, holy shit, because this game is an $800 game, like sometimes. And then I pulled out like Dragon Force, it's Shiny Wisdom, Shiny Force 3, all these $400 games.
Those are top quality.
Like Sonic Jam, Sonic 3D Blast. These are all
best
Sonic
games on the system.
Sonic R. And then I'm gonna drop a stall. All these games. And then I looked and I made sure what I did. I went over, I checked it. I'm like, hold on, this is real. Brought it to the light. I said, yep, no disc right. And I'm like, these are from a collector. I said, who brought these in? And he said, oh yeah, one of our employees. I said, what? And he started laughing. He said, yeah. I said, what? One of your employees? I said, where's he at? Oh, he's at the other store. I said, did he got more? I said, and he like, he said, yeah, we got something that he didn't take, and he said something like some vampire something, and I guess he was talking about Panzer Dragoon because he didn't know. He said he had a dragon.
That's a lot of money.
And I was like, okay. I was like, so this is the first day. I was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, so I had to start filming and everything, right? Start filming, had to calm down, had to film, and so I filmed it. Then I got back home and I like, before I end this video, I said, let me go back and get the other two games. So I went back and got, the other two games or whatever it was. Darksaber and Darksaber and Guardian Heroes. I was going to get.
That's why his couch cushions were all torn up. He was looking for loose change so he could go back and get the other.
Actually, one. Was. So what I did was, I did. So I got some games. I'm like, I could trade these games in. I got a whole bunch of games to go trade in, and I got like about $150 or something like that for some trade because they're doing some bonuses and stuff. Had some coupons, but still, I ended up paying like about $400 something, for everything. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is like $3,000 worth of stuff. I was like, oh shoot. So the next day, I went to the other GameStop the guy was at, and I met him, and this has worked out perfect too, because he was just about to pull in, get back on work, and he's like, hey man, he said, do you sell a whole bunch of Sega Saturn games to a GameStop? He said, oh yeah. He said, I bought all those. He said, you did? Oh wow, I was so happy for you. I'm like, wow, okay. I said, by any chance, do you have anything else? He said, well, yeah, I got some stuff in my car that they want to take, but all right. I said, okay, let's go. And he, before he clocked in, he took his piece in there and he came back out and went to his truck and we're across the parking lot. And dude opened up, he had a box of stuff. And on top of the box, it was like Xbox 360. So I said, oh, okay, cool. He took all the Xbox 360 stuff. He said, well, I want to keep this. I was like, oh, man. And then he pulled out all of these right here, like these two right here. I looked, I saw this right here. I said, oh, he going to want top dollar for it, right?
And Elliot's wondering why you didn't call him for the Xbox 360 stuff.
Look, and then he had these right here. He had this and had all that. And I almost said how much I paid. Thank you, Jesus. I know I said it. But anyway, he looked at me like, yeah, this right here is the crown jewel. When he said that, my heart sunk because I like, yeah, he gonna want top dollar. I said, why did you sell all this stuff? He said, well, I had these, since I was a kid and stuff, and I don't want to know more. And my Saturn broke, and I didn't want to fix it. I said, oh, and he gave me all these games and stuff, and I'm like, how much you want? And woo, and boom, got it. I was like,
Wow.
Then I jumped in the car. I was shaking. I was like, "Call this." I said, "Yeah, man."
Yeah, you didn't see the lost footage of that video where Steve's driving down the highway and he kept looking in his rearview mirror, expecting the cops to come rolling up on him because he pretty much stole them games.
Well, when he called me and told me like, I got the rest of the games from dude, I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I went and met him and I got the games, and dude, there's some other games." And like, we're on the phone. I'm over here looking these games up at the same time. He's just naming games. I'm just looking at them like, oh my god, like, dude, that's the equivalent of me finding like some rare Neo Geo games in the wild just randomly, and somebody's just like, "Oh, I don't really want these, but you know, whatever. Phantom since
$20,
kid.
take them."
Yeah, $10. Here you go. I'm like, what?
That actually reminds me of a story. This happened in Australia. There's a tabletop miniature game called Warhammer 40K, and they've made video games off it and all this other stuff. Well, this woman's son was an avid Warhammer 40K player, but he unfortunately, killed himself, committed suicide.
Oh, damn.
And she was going through all this stuff and had like boxes. Now you have to realize that these miniatures, when they're made out of pewter, they stopped making them out of pewter, right?
Yeah.
Which is little metal miniatures. They paint them, the whole thing. And she had taken them into like a Goodwill equivalent, and like brought them. It's like, how much can I, it was like a pawn shop, I guess. Anyway, try to donate them or like whatever. And they were like, well, the guy stopped her and said, "Do you have any idea what you're sitting on?" And she's like, "I have no idea." She told him the story. And then, so he was a big Warhammer 40K collector. And he got the entire Warhammer 40K community in Australia together. They raised, I don't know, like basically $50,000 or $60,000 to buy all the different miniatures and sets and stuff. And they gave that money to her, because of what happened with like, her son and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, man, that is pretty freaking cool. It's like, you don't get to see a lot of that kind of stuff happen too often, but it was just neat to be able to see that, the gaming community, because they're part of the gaming community too. They like stepped up and did something nice for somebody.
That's awesome.
That
kind of overshadows Steve a lot, but
well, no, I mean, it's not the same magnitude. It's not the same magnitude. That guy worked at the GameStop. He knew exactly like what he had.
The Saturn signs are more better than the game. This blows out everything.
The question I have is like, I get it. Like, if you're completely out of the hobby, or if you're like, I don't really care, it is what it is. But you work in a video game store and you don't know, or
hey,
you don't know, or you don't care.
It could be a little both. I think he don't care because he was around our age. He was knew how much it was.
No way that guy didn't know.
I don't know. He was okay. So when he sold the games at GameStop gives all employees like 50% extra cash. Credit cash, same equivalent. Okay. So all the games, GameStop gave him about $600-$700. I guess he was happy with that. He was happy with the $600-$700 with that,
But you know what? I can understand that, because when I sold all my childhood like baseball, football cards and stuff, and they made me an offer and they gave it to me, I didn't even bat an eye. I didn't even sit there and go, let me think about it. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take that money. I'm going to buy video games. I didn't care what they were going to give me. I was just like, my wife was like, well, since you're collecting video games, get these 6 boxes of cards out of here.
Yeah.
You know what?
So I can understand that.
I understand it too. It's just so weird, man. Like
it is.
But it also too, like, I see a lot of stuff out of this about what you do about him. I'm gonna let you get to the minute this, but the timing, the timing was just perfect. Like, I mean, for me, it was just things like that happen a lot. I call that by faith. God just say, go here, go. It happens, and then the relationship building. I already built these relationships up with these stores. So they was like, hey, yeah, I got some Sega games in here. You want to see this? They think of me first, because I'm one of the few customers that go in and buy, old games where they like, why you buying this stuff? And, they all.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I'm on with them right now.
Yeah. That bit didn't do good.
No, but the other thing is too. It's like, if the guy was happy selling you the stuff, the guy was happy selling you the stuff. It's not like he was sitting there. You didn't have a gun to his head. You didn't force him to do anything. He's the one that negotiated the bargain with you.
Yeah.
So, as far as I'm concerned, it's fair game.
The caller wants to know: is this your third or fourth Saturn collection that you're going to be collecting? Inquiring minds want to know.
Tell them they
just called. This is number 4. This is number 4. Yes, you heard me right. Yeah, he is a reseller. But he only resells on the weekends.
Oh, the reseller than me.
No, he only resells on the weekends. That's what he just told me. During the week,
he's getting only on Saturdays. Only on Saturdays.
Oh, only on Saturday. Only on Saturdays is the reselling. The rest of the time, he's getting the
reseller right here.
That's the way. Yes. Just tune into the podcast. You'll know. All right.
What you guys don't realize is that he actually buys and sells the same set over and over again. So this is the 4th time buying the same set.
Oh my goodness! Like, a lot of people were cool, but there's some of the weird, dumb shit that people just say out of jealousy. I mean,
dude,
you could tell the jealousy about how people type stupid stuff. It was crazy. That was pretty good. That was funny.
Dude, there was a group of neckbeard incel weirdadoodles that were just grudge humping their hands over this. They were so mad, and they were just, raging. And it's like, dude, look, no, I'm gonna tell you, it's like there were people that were so mad. They literally, I could feel their blood pressure through their YouTube video. Like, their neck veins were hitting up against the camera and stuff, and I was like, damn, y'all need to go outside and touch grass, find a girlfriend, do some push-ups, something.
They need a boyfriend or something like that.
Whatever. I don't care. Whatever makes them happy. But Jesus, it's like, it's anytime somebody hates you, that means that you are doing something right in the world. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's
somebody said grudge humping. That's a new one.
It is a new one. I was like, what?
Grudge?
Yeah, I came up with that on the fly. I'm glad you appreciated that.
Hey, somebody Steve sells the right way, resells the right way.
you're doing something, Steve. If it rolls into my comment,
I know, right?
If it rolls into my comment,
I promise you. I promise you, the people that are saying stuff wouldn't have the gumption to come forward and say it to your face. It's always some dude behind a camera or a mic. But if they ever come face to face, zero chance.
And you know what? I bet you they watching right now. So hello.
Oh no, your haters are your best fans. They give you the biggest engagement. They watch the entire, live cast. They take every word you write down.
You know what's so funny?
You live rent free in their head.
They want to clip out any mistake. They be like, okay, it's funny. But I'm glad I learned that lesson. Like, I'm not giving them a time of day no more. I gave them a little attention once, no more.
Well, they keep being a fan. Is it elevates their platform, right? Like it's like if you show them any attention.
Oh yeah,
because we see that on the crumb side of Twitter all the time. There's always some crazy thick neck vein guy that's all like blah 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 blah, and then it's like if you start engaging with them, they're like, see, I'm worthy of being engaged with. That means I'm equivalent to them, and it's like
validity. You're validating that person.
Exactly.
That's all you're doing, and
that's what they've been looking for. They've been looking to be validated. They just sad. They ain't got nothing to do. And but sometimes
mama didn't love them when they were a baby.
And you know what? They have the skills to do something like this, but they probably just not that confident.
Let me ask you guys something then. If they would have came at you, Steve, and said to you, Mr. Rightway, that was so awesome. I'd love to talk to you about it.
Mm-hmm.
Chances are you probably would have glazed over it. You probably wouldn't have reached out to him. You probably wouldn't have said anything to him. But because they attacked you, they triggered you, and then they got you to respond. And I think
I would have it the other way. If somebody
I know you in general, you're the type of person that would do that. But what I'm saying is the majority of people at the level that you're at, they only react to negativity. They want to go after somebody. So I think a lot of people do that to get the attention. I really do.
Yeah, they do. And I'm glad I learned it early. And this is for more other creators. It's gonna come to a point where you get to a big point, and somebody's gonna notice you. And people, and you like to say, you never know who's watching. And one thing about displeasant people, they help you grow. They actually help you a lot. Now, it's maybe 1% truth in what they're saying, but don't take it personally. Just look at it like, okay, they're like flies, really. They're like flies. And you just gotta like swat them away. They're really like flies. They're gonna be annoying. They're not going away. Let them have they say. As long as they don't like touch or anything, they can say whatever they want. They can make whatever but if they touch you, especially in the state of Texas, something can happen to them, you know. So just remember this is the state of Texas.
Kill them with kindness is what I
say. Yeah, kill them with kindness.
Or don't even that doesn't work. Hollow point 45s are fine.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about just in person, but I'm just talking about in general. Like my logic has been like if I have someone in the comments that's borderline malicious, I'll ask first. I'm like, look, I don't understand the tone that you have behind this message, so I want to know for clarity. And then if somebody claps back and says like, "Oh, you know what I'm talking about," I'm like, okay, so I know what kind of individual you are. I'm gonna answer back one more time, and I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna bid you a good day, and that's it. But like me going back and forth with you, I'm a grown ass man, dude. I ain't got time to be messing with some kid.
You got a family
that wants to complain about what I do with my
well-adjusted person in our group, by the way.
He is. Yeah. I tell him all the time. I said, "Hey,
he's the voice of reason.
He helped me calm down a lot 100%. On some stuff. He taught me a lot off the ledge a lot of times. I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, okay, yeah.
So can we talk about something else that's annoying? There's another game out there that's annoying besides Call of Duty that just
hold on. We
its ugly.
Hold on. We got to go to this before we get to that. Also,
what do we got to get to?
Yeah, we got to talk about GameStop. We got to talk about the rich boys on the podcast. They on the look at them. They on the same side. Street. Yeah,
man, I saw the Promised Land and it was a good thing. So.
You just saw these jokers go back and forth all week.
I know.
It was awesome because I was sitting there like, okay, so I had my position in GameStop because I had like leftover money in my retirement account, and that's the account that I use for playing with stuff. And I
have leftover money.
Yeah,
leftover.
So I had come into like GameStop had dropped down to like, I don't know, $10, $12, and I bought I took all of the money that I had left and just put it into that. Had no reason to do it other than I had done it before the last time GameStop went meteoric and it worked for me. So I did the same thing in this. All of a sudden it's like, literally the next day, Roaring Kitty puts out a tweet where dude's like, the little meme where he's like sitting forward in his chair, whatever. And it's like the stock started going up. And I'm like, no, it's not going to happen, bro. That thing went to 70. I took profit along the way, got all my initial investment back and left the rest of it to ride. And it was funny because I didn't realize that Elliot was such a big, into stocks and stuff. And so we discovered that, and then immediately just that part of our relationship just clicked. And so we started talking, and then we took the rest of it offline because I didn't want to, eat up the space in our group chat.
Yeah, we were.
But we were going back and forth, and then we started talking about like all these other, companies that, playing the penny stocks that were, rallying, and the meme stocks, and bro, it was just absolutely phenomenal, and both of us came out ahead, so we're both super happy.
So now Elliot has the whole collection of the Neo Geo thanks to GameStop.
In an indirect way, correct.
Yeah, indirect way. So not financial advice. I'm not giving any advice to anything, but I'm still in GameStop right
I am
now.
Too.
So it's not over. Whatever, Wall Street and television, everybody's saying this isn't over yet. So that's just, I'm just chilling.
I'm giving people all kinds of advice, but if listen, hold up. If you screw up and lose all your money, that's on you.
Yeah.
But in my situation, it made perfect sense because you look at my cost basis and I'm still sitting there right at $12. So it's like, I'm good. I'm ahead.
You seen this? You seen this video he put out, y'all?
Check it out. Pretty good video. Definitely need to watch it.
Go check that video out because he was just saying, look at all them videos. See all them games.
Look at all those games. Like I'm moving and I'm not buying any more games, and my games are packed.
I didn't buy anything else. Like, look, I'm
teasing it.
I did just get an
he didn't buy
Neo Geo CD joystick controller.
I'm teasing you.
Got that. That's the only thing I got.
Look at this, y'all. This is crazy. Somebody said this pod is sponsored by Goodwill, GameStop, and
Hey, listen, Omar's not. He's not wrong. I said that earlier. I'm like, everybody's gonna say these guys are sponsored. That's why they knew about the stock. I knew it. I called it.
Now you know what the funny thing is? Even the insiders at GameStop didn't know about this. Like, and that's the funny thing too, right? Because we still haven't even seen the big, like a squeeze or anything like that. The short
What was
sellers
the reason
are not
that
out.
it went up? What was the real reason that it went up?
Literally
it came
because
back
of
down.
So Roaring Kitty, the guy who did the original, GameStop, thing.
Yeah.
He came and put one tweet out, and the world exploded. Like literally, that's all that it was.
So
wow.
The thing about it is that the most impressive thing about it was he never showed his face. It was the most cryptic shit you could ever possibly think of. Like every single
James Bonded
tweet,
that.
every single tweet was a cryptic message where he embedded movies and different messages around the stock and all this stuff. And everyone's over here on Reddit, on X. They're over here trying to decipher and decode all these messages to figure out all this. I'm talking about some real tinfoil hat type stuff. They were going in, but the funny thing about it is,
what's up?
Oh, and if you guys don't know, this guy took $53,000 and turned it into $50 million. Just
wow. Hey.
Yep, he got in at $4 and some change in 2020, and he started his YouTube channel, and he was getting roasted for the first, couple of months, and then it just steadily started rolling up, and then more followers came in, and then we come in Wall Street bets, and then all Reddit's coming in, and then you've got all these retail traders. So now this time around, the retail isn't just looking at GameStop and AMC anymore, right?
Yeah.
So me and Alex were in a trade. We finished a trade today that we got in yesterday, and I heard about it on Monday, and I should have been in on a Monday because it started at 5 cents on Monday and ended the day at $3.90.
Dang.
Okay, so
I guess I need to start doing this now.
$1,000.
I need to do that with my 401k.
$1,000.
I just let it
Easy.
ride in technology and be done with it.
Yeah, like it's
Well, but
amazing what retail traders do.
It was technically a penny stock, so it's like ultra high risk. Like this is literally this part, like GameStop. Look, their financials are not super stellar, but they're not horrible. They technically made a profit last quarter, barely. And then, so it's different, right? They have $1 billion cash.
Dang.
This other companies that we're talking about, they were about to get delisted off the NASDAQ. That's how bad their financials were. Go ahead with the rest of it, Elliot.
Some of these companies months or a year ago were running in the upper hundreds for their stock price on the NASDAQ. And because they didn't produce a product or whatever, stock price dropped. And then basically they got noticed that they were getting ready to get delisted because they weren't running at least at $1 minimum. So Reddit found short squeezes for some of these accounts. Like one was like 93%, 95% squeezed out. So this was a great way for retail to combat against short sellers and box them out and move them out of the market. Very similar to how it was with GameStop in 2021. The difference this time around was Wall Street was ready. Like they was ready. They were throwing hundreds of millions of dollars per day at retail just to keep us from pushing the stock price up. It was insane. That's
some crazy stuff.
Well, I don't think people realize.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think people realize how much of a David and Goliath story the original GME or the GameStop, saga was, because we literally took the hedge fund managers. And I say we because I made big money off that. Like that's the biggest money I've ever made off of stocks ever in the history of whatever. And it was like one of those scenarios where we beat them at their own game. We literally took them to the mat and made them say uncle. And they hated us for it because they were like, these guys don't know anything about the stock market, but they underestimated the ability of the little guys to pool up together and have one action going at the same time. They tried to get, basically all of us investigated not us, like me directly, but like, Wall Street Bets, which is where all of us were sitting. And they tried to get Roaring Kitty, investigated. They brought him before, Senate committees and all kinds of stuff like that. And this is where the whole entire world, like, I just like the stock. That's where that meme came from, because bro was like, I just like GameStop. I really enjoy it. It's like, I buy video games there. It's like, I do this, I do that. And I was just like, I mean, it's just the underdog finally like putting a stone in the eye of the, corporate, crap turd buckets that are in charge of everything. It was just phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
He's down tonight.
Yeah, like where's he coming up?
I'm trying to censor myself and not use like full on expletives because, in my normal cadence. But
he would do a lot worse.
Yeah, I'm trying to be creative yet, colorful in my commentary.
I like it.
So the question everybody wants to know in the chat room, Ness, did you order Metal Slug 1 now with your winnings?
No.
Hey, that's because hold on, there's a caveat there. We still have what we're doing with GameStop right now. So it's sitting at $20 plus or minus a couple dollars, right? Like
it went down a lot.
It did go down. Like people took profit, but the story's not over. If you go back to the original GameStop, it was over a period of like 3-4 weeks. Like I would go up and it'd be like, here's an extra 100, here's an extra 100K, here's an extra 100K, and it's just like you're sitting there and you're like, are you kidding me right now? Like this is insane. This doesn't make any sense. And it's like that's the type of stuff that was just going on, and people were buying, like it was awesome. It's like you'd see the pictures on Wall Street Bets. It's like Lamborghini with like GME on the license plate. I'm like, bro, like that's so awesome.
So just know, if I make a video, just a random video over a Metal Slug 1, 2, a legit Kazuna encounter tag battle, what else? What else can I throw out there? Just Ninja Masters English, then I made a lot of money on the stock market. You killed it. I made a lot of money on the stock market, but I have priorities.
Hey, don't worry, I'll find those at GameStop next week.
You actually might.
I want the GameStop prices when you sell them to me, reseller.
I know, right? I'm such a nasty, evil reseller right here in the house. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. I was say, and continuing the last thing about GameStop, y'all. GameStop is now trying to catch them all because they are selling rare PSA graded Pokemon cards. Now, this started today. They have some online, and they're in certain states. But what's crazy about it, it has to be over 8 or 9. It has to be over 8. So you just can't take anything over in there. You got to have like
but it's not just Pokemon cards; it's sports cards as well.
Oh no, it's just Pokemon cards.
Nope, it's sports cards as well.
They try to catch them all.
It's sports cards and all. Look at GameStop's website.
They're trying to catch them all slipping when they trade those cards in.
Let's go to GameStop website. Let's see what they're doing.
Yeah, hockey they're doing, but it's in certain states as well.
Yes, in certain states.
Which it's always in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas.
That's right. That's right.
Go up to the banner there, Steve. Right there.
Uh-oh.
The blue banner.
Sorry.
Nope, you're good. You're good. That's Alex. That's what I was talking about earlier when I said it's stupid. Like, why would they do sports cards? Like, I can understand just doing Pokemon.
I think the big push is, and what they're testing the water on is memorabilia in general, because they have to have something physical in the stores, right? So with gaming going, digital in a big way. Having collectible stuff that doesn't take up a lot of shelf space, so collectible cards. I wait until Magic the Gathering pops up in this piece.
Look at this Jordan card you can buy right here. Look, I can pre-order.
So
1997.
With them selling these cards, and I know it's just at select stores, but what does that do for the actual market for these cards? Because if they're not selling at the market rate and they're undercutting the market, what does that do?
Look at the highs. I don't know. It makes
them profit and it kills everybody else in the business, basically.
Which, I don't know. I don't trade cards, so I have no idea. So I don't know.
Look at this. For you can buy this right now. $269, a Japanese Soul Silver for $269. I mean $296. I'm sorry.
I have no idea if that's good or not.
I don't know either. I don't know nothing about Pokemon cards.
I mean, I know about Charizard. That's about it.
First think about it though, right? Like if
that's crazy though.
You know, we've been talking about what does GameStop need to do in order to survive. You know, what are they going to do to transition outside of just gaming, right? And doing things that are gaming related or collecting. Because I mean, you know, cards, like I said, easy way for them to come in. They can grab hold of the market because there's not a good big player here. There are auction houses that specify in sports memorabilia, Pokemon, etc. But if they decide to step in and be the 800-pound gorilla in the room, then they're going to take over the majority of the market, just plain and simple. And if they're undercutting everybody else, you know, they're going to start dictating what the market value is on all these things. And I think that's what they're going for. I wouldn't be surprised if they start grading cards themselves, if they do the same thing for gaming. And so, Steve,
they're not going to grade game. They're not grading.
You never know. I mean, if they want to,
get
into that market, they could.
They missed that boat because, all right, I'm guaranteed they won't, because the way people look at GameStop when it comes to video games, like, oh, don't give me just like this. Like everybody, you look at the comments, like, why would somebody sell? Even the employees, like, why did he sell this here? Why? Yeah. It's gonna be people like that. People are games and cards are totally different. If you look at now, a lot of game stores are selling cards now. It's totally different.
But here's the thing: the sports cards from like the late '80s, '90s through the 2000s, they were overpopulated,
way overpopulated.
Yeah, like
so the values. Unless they're like rare chase cards and stuff, and they have to be graded, they're not really worth anything. And that's what I learned when I sold my collection. It's like they're overpopulated. Well, you saw it. You pulled up Jordan, his one card there, 96 was it? It was from 1996. It was $32.
Yeah,
and that's graded. So imagine what the non-graded price is. I can understand Pokemon cards. I think that's fantastic with GameStop. I don't know so much about sports cards. I think that's a miss, in my opinion. That's a miss.
You've got to go back further. You've got to go back further, unless it's like, I agree, really, really like reactive foil, you know, modern sports card, maybe baseball or football, whatever. If it's a new hot player that's really going in and breaking records, I can see that.
They're not giving you that much money though for these.
Not at GameStop, they're not.
They're not.
You're going to a legit wherever to where you would trade or buy or whatever, then you would probably get a better dollar. But I mean, as I see it today, if they're just asking for PSA 8s and up, like they can't, they're selling them for like $100 or $30. They probably giving you $5-10 at most.
I was just gonna say maybe $2.50 to $5 for it.
I don't see a lot of value in doing that. I mean, like logistically, I can see how easy it would be because they can inventory a PSA card, and you know they don't have to worry about it getting jacked up and you know moving it around in transit and all this stuff. It's easy to package a graded card, but
also too, this made me think about, remember when they bought ThinkGeek and how they you know, and then they put ThinkGeek in out of business, but they bought them and then they slowly and now it's kind of slowly going away. It was like what, about 5 years ago since they did ThinkGeek, or 4 years ago.
At least,
all right.
It says some GameStop gonna turn to Sanford, so.
Here's my. By the way, just kind of slinging back to the stock stuff. I think that the stock is probably safe until after the launch of the Switch 2. So you got at least 9 months, if not longer, of kind of like if you want to dip your toes in it without feeling like you're about to get completely hosed, now would be the time to sit down with somebody who knows how to trade and say, look, I'm interested in getting involved, and I want to do something over the 9 months so that you can use that stock as a way to learn how to set everything up and stuff like that. Because I think that as long as those two pieces of hardware are coming out, you should still be in. They're not going to go bankrupt in that time period. They're not going to fold in that time period.
You know what? Talk about graded cards. I wonder what GameStop dipped their toe into, like graded games next.
That's what I was saying. I said
because
earlier.
No, you said it's like they gonna start like grading their own games. They don't go grade it. They probably will take graded games in.
Trade-ins for graded
trading,
games.
yeah, trading in.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean that's all part of the same. I mean, I think that getting into that market is smart for them. Because if they started, it's
about to blow up. Graded games again.
Margins,
It's about to blow up again.
yeah, those margins are
Come
huge.
August, and when this Dallas sale go down.
But what are they gonna pay for it? Like Elliot just said, $250 to $5 for a graded card. What are they gonna pay for somebody like you take a Halo Xbox 360 game in there? Elliot, what's that going for at like a PSA 9.6, let's say? What are you looking at?
I mean, you're probably somewhere around about $200.
Okay. So what are they gonna do? Give you $35 for it?
Probably.
And that's trade? They're not going to give you cash.
If they give you 50%, maybe 100. I mean, I would hope that they have a higher premium on a graded game, because you got to think about it's not just the game itself, right? You also have to think about the cost of getting it graded too, the shipping of getting that back. So you also need to equate that into the grade. So if you paid $60 or $70 for a sealed game, you're also going to talk about dropping another $60 for the grading and the shipping back to you. So you need to tack on. So that now you're looking at what, $150, $160 game that's graded. Now, is it worth that? Because I've seen it in certain cases where, someone paid that and they got it shipped back, and then they went and sold it and they didn't make what they got.
No. Right.
All right, look at this. Look at this right here. Okay, let's go back to this right here. The Sega Saturn stuff, right? All right, look at the trade. That is so bad. Whoa. This is a trade value.
And that's disc only though, Steve.
No. GameStop sells games if it's disc only or complete the same price. So for Dragon Force, they gave him $38. But look, $38 right there. They gave this dude $38. But
and the 50%.
And the 50%. So he got like $68. Look, Shining Force 3. And they sell this for not. Let me go back and let me look at these. I got the prices on here still. Okay, so let me see. Let me say, okay, Shining Force 3. Let me look. Where's that? Right here.
Put yourself full screen and take that off.
Yeah.
Put yourself full screen so you can see the price on it. If you're
all right, so I'll put my price up. All right, here we go. Yeah. All right, so Shining Force 3. I'm looking at it right now. They gave him $38, but
50%.
They sold it for $99. $99. And this is already set. These prices have been set for years.
So if they gave him 50% though, Steve, so he made only GameStop made $30 off of them. That was it, off that game.
And they sold it. Yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah, and then
they paid more than they got for it.
The top end Saturn games. These are the top end. Look, $38. Saturn Bomberman. Saturn Bomberman is like a $400 game. Shining Wisdom, okay, $33. Look, Panzer Dragoon, $13 because it's a freaking it's a lower end game. Mega Man 8.
That's a playable. That's a preview disc.
Oh, it's preview disc. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's the preview disc.
But no, that might be the wrong picture though. Look, it says Panzer Dragoon. See?
Yeah, but I think that's why it's low, because Panzer Dragoon's an
expensive game. Panzer Dragoon they sold, it was like $50. I skipped over that. Yeah, I skipped over.
So that's about $25. So that's about right.
Mega Man 8. Okay, Mega Man 8 is like a $400 game, right?
Yep.
$38. Sonic Jam in here. Let me see, where is it? Yeah, Sonic Jam. And I paid, how much was Sonic Jam? $99. $38. X-Men Children of Atom, $17. They sell that probably about $50, probably $54. Look at this, House of the Dead. These are all the games they take right here. Let's go.
It says load more too.
Load more. Okay, look. What other games they got on here? Okay, Albert Odyssey.
Why they have different versions of that?
Because those games has different covers on it. Different discs had different characters on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like working designs. Well, working design games, you'll get like a shiny cover, like a full cover. Like here's one, and here's like Dragon Force. And then also too, like most of the games had different characters on the disc. So people try to collect all 3 or 4 discs. Oh, look, Mega Man X4. Look at that, $38. Marvel Superheroes, $33. Ultimate Mortal Kombat. These are the games that they take. See, Shining the Holy Ark. You don't see Panda's Dragoon Saga on here. You don't see it. They don't have it.
Well, how did they put it in inventory if they didn't have it in the system?
They didn't take it though.
Oh, that's right.
These are the games they take. These are the games they take right here. Look, Nice in a Dream, you get $6. Die Hard Arcade, $27. Craziness. Alpha 2, $12 they give you. This is cash. I mean, this is credit. Cash should be less. All right, let's go here. Let's go Street Fighter Alpha 2, one of my favorite games. Right? Mm-hmm. All right, Pro Value, store credit, $12, cash, $8. What the you gotta be a pro member to get $8. Pro member. Look at this. You gotta be a pro member. Me
wonder.
Look at this.
What retro inventory do they still have in warehouses? Like we've heard that they, like, oh, we're shipping stuff out to stores. I'm like, and that's just random. Yeah. It's like whenever you go, it's just a lottery. Whenever you hit, you may hit a ticket, you may not. It's just random. Whatever GameStop you walk into.
Look, you can get cash as Venmo, prepaid MasterCard, $7.
Pass.
What the heck? That seems so unfair. It seems unfair because we know the value, but a lot of people don't know the value. Some people don't give a dang. Just like Comic-Con, with that video be out a couple weeks. Some people just don't care about video games like we do, or don't understand. And you know what too? You don't have to care or understand, but at least notice today, video games do bring some kind of value. And yes, he just didn't care about it. Some people just don't care about the money or the. I don't know. I'm happy I got it, but it just seems like wow.
We've been talking about this, and it made me flash back to last year when we had a garage sale. I had like 3,000 comic books that I collected since I was a teenager, like mid high school. I collected them all the way up until like my freshman year of college, and then I stopped. Mm-hmm. And then had these in boxes. All of them were bagged and boarded. Majority of them were mint. I read them, put them in the bags and sleeves, and done. They were in the closet for all these years. And my wife's like, "What are you doing with this?" I didn't have any place to showcase them, so I was like, "I'll just get rid of them." I sold all that for $400, knowing damn well that was probably worth a lot more. But I didn't want to go through it, so I was like, I didn't care because it didn't matter to me. So I get it. Everyone's going to have that thing that they have or an abundance of, and they're like, well, I just want to get rid of it. I don't really care. Give me a couple of bucks and it's out of my life, and I don't have to worry about moving this shit around anymore. So that logic makes sense. It just for folks in the genre that collect and know and they want these things, and they're like, why would you do that? There's always going to be somebody. Like if there was somebody in the comic books that said, dude,
right, get rid of this. It said cost more to be a pro member.
Yeah. But that's what I said, Elliot, when I got rid of my cards. I felt the same way. I was just like, I have zero interest in collecting any more cards. My kids aren't into them.
Yeah.
All they are doing is taking up space and degrading, and they'd be better off in somebody else's collection.
Yeah.
And the money that I get toward them, well, it's a huge loss from what I paid for all that stuff. I'll put it into my new hobby, so at least it goes to something. But I don't sit here now and go, dang, I had an Emmitt Smith rookie card in there that was probably worth $600 to $800.
And Steven, let me add something there, right? Like, I think that all of us, and you just gave a perfect example of this. Sometimes we just get to the point where we're like, okay, I'm good and I want to be out.
Yep.
And so and if you notice, that's when a lot of us find some of the once in a lifetime deals that we get, right?
Mm-hmm.
I collect cars, and so it's like one of those things where it's like every once in a while I'll be like, it's like somebody will say, hey, are you interested in buying this car? And I'm like, how much? And they'll like give me a number, and I'm like, you sure that's what you want for it? And they're like, yeah, I'm done. I know how much I put into it. It's like, this is how much I, want right now. Are you interested? And it's like, hell yeah, I'm interested. And this goes back to the point that Steve was making. A lot of times it's a relationship thing too, right? Like, those types of offers it's not just some Joe Schmo talking to somebody, but if you're going to Cars and Coffees and you've known this person for 5 years, then all of a sudden they may be like, you know what? I know this guy is actually into it the way that I'm into it. So let me cut him a deal because I know he's going to take care of my baby. And it's not going to be somebody who chops it up for parts or like, whatever and sells it out. So it's a much more nuanced thing, you know. It's like and changing hobbies. Sometimes, like I said, you just get to the point where you're like, I'm done. I'm not doing any more of this.
And wait, this hobby is sometimes it's mostly fandoms. More all fandoms have those, 10% of this stupid people that just sit there and just mad at the world about everything. You want this way, you do this, they mad here, but it was kind of cool because I met the guy and he worked at GameStop and he was happy that I bought the games. Everybody won. I won, he won, GameStop won, because guarantee GameStop don't really care about that. They just care about the sale and the promotion.
Wait, did you buy them? What day did you buy them on? What day did you buy them on?
What day was that?
What a votary?
Was it a Thursday? A Friday? Well, the reason I ask is because you're a reseller on Saturday, so he was probably happy you bought it on a Thursday or Friday, and he knew you weren't going to resell it because it wasn't Saturday. That's why I was trying to figure this out.
That's a good one. Okay. These will be on the website tonight. Oh, these Sega Saturn games.
No, you can't. You got to wait till tomorrow. Today is Friday. You can't. Or after midnight, one of the two, whatever.
Hey, I was selling this one for $3,000. So
dang, man,
I got FOMO. Like as soon as you was like, man, because I got rid of my Sega Saturn. Like I only had a couple of games, so I mean, I had a full collection. And I wasn't going for a full set, but I was like, damn, I got rid of them. Oh, and then I saw all those games. I was like, those are the games I wanted when I was going after a couple of.
You saw how many I have? I have three originals for Saturn. That's it. That's
you know what? I really haven't made official stance on if I'm going to full set, but I have been buying some more. I don't know though, but I don't know this time. I don't know. I mean, but that was like, and it's so crazy, right? I completed the set like 5 years ago. The videos on the channel, and I sold it like a year after. And people are still in their feelings about. Some people, I'm like, God dang, bro.
Do you have the system? Do you still have your system?
Oh yeah, I got the system down here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
They feelings about your Sega Saturn. They ain't they feelings about Neo Geo. I'm still seeing stuff.
You know what that is though? That's Taco Bell late at night. That's the feelings he's feeling. That is not anything else. It's a Taco Bell.
I got some fish tonight. I'm cooking some fish tonight. But no, it's kind of crazy, right? Because and I didn't block so many people before that, but the thing is Facebook was really good. I wasn't really into YouTube then. So I looked on my video. I have only 2 Sega Saturn videos. But they have a lot more now. So they mad. They better stay mad. But it just...
So it's like I was telling these guys, I was like, I have the complete Sega Saturn set, but not the official. Like I don't have it on official discs. I
do too. On my Saturn. I got a mode.
Yeah, I have burned copies of them because I did have some other Saturns, but I got rid of the games before. But the 3 I have left. But I never play them because I don't want them damaged. So if I get any more, they're just going to go on the shelf anyway. So I haven't really put priority.
And I thought about it. I thought about selling these again, though. Seriously, though, I could.
What would you? You're almost done with the PlayStation. Nintendo. So you already did Neo Geo. What are you going? Why not go back and do this?
Well, I mean, I could. A good chunk of the more expensive games are out the way. Really,
that's what I'm saying. You could literally knock this out in a couple months.
Last time I did
probably do it in a month because I mean, dude.
Yeah, the way he goes hard.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
Hella pause.
That's what she said.
That's hella pause. But I don't know, yo. I don't know yet. I don't know because like
here's the question I have is like you go for the set. How are you gonna keep it?
Until I get tired of it.
Well, I mean, that's generally after you just completed the set. So, like, why do it?
I don't know. You know what? Like I told, like going getting it. The hunt is more satisfying for me than playing the games right now. This part of my life. Like going to hunting.
Because you've already hit that milestone already. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. You finding these games at the prices that they were at, hella dope, hella fire. But you've already completed this set. So the only other reason why I would think that you would want.
It's for content, all right? Okay, you pull it out of me. All right, pause. It's for content. All you do this is for content. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I'm on YouTube. I'm doing it for content. Shut up.
All right, well then sell them. Sell them and
that's
do.
Not for you. That's not for you. That was
the whole Switch. Do the whole Switch collection. That's almost like
hell no.
10,000 games.
I still think it's the reseller part. I think he's going to resell them.
I think so too.
All right, everybody in the chat room, let's do this. Who all thinks Steve's going to resell them? Put resell in the chat room if you think.
Put resell right. If I'm gonna chill.
If he's going to keep it and do the set, put keep it the right way.
I don't know.
I'm curious to see what everybody thinks. I thought you actually got excited about this because I could see you going for. You could go for a record. What, the 5th full set in a lifetime?
No, it's only twice.
Twice in a lifetime.
We should do a giveaway challenge for how long he keeps it if he does complete the set. We can do like how many months does he hold on to it? Be like, oh, you're the winner. We got to do.
Look at this. Look at this.
You're getting a lot of trade and resells.
Hey, look at what we're talking about. Resale.
Garrett's the other one that says keep it so far.
Keep it. Keep it. Resale right. Resale right the right way. Hey, somebody said trade.
I love this.
Well, trade and resell. You might as well put it. Yeah. Wow.
You got to resell the right way.
They got you pegged, man.
He can't come back to Neo Geo. He gone. He done. He can't come back.
I think Isaac just feels bad because everybody's saying sell it, so he's gonna put it keep it.
I think what you should do is you should get complete the collection and then offer one of your viewers the opportunity to buy it so you can resell to one of your fans.
Ooh.
Well,
I do all the difficult work.
Yeah, basically somebody buys a complete set right off you and they don't have to, do all the
Tesla.
So then
that's another thing they're mad about because I got an electric car, so I had 2 electric cars.
But Alex,
damn you and your fancy electronic sorcery.
Alex, he'd have to rename himself to the Dallas Reseller. He'll have to be, what is it? You have Phoenix Reseller, now you have to be Dallas Reseller.
Look at this. No, the Dallas Buyers Club. Y'all remember that movie with Matthew McConaughey and all that?
Look at this from Votery. Tiberius, we still have that challenge. Find a Neo Geo game for Ness. He's been like secretly searching to see if he can find a Neo Geo game in the wild that I don't have. So he'll like, hey man, do you have this game? I already got it. Steven's done that for me too.
You know what? That used to bother me a lot when I first started when I sold it. I was like really like scared and nervous how people would treat me about like, oh, you got all this, now you selling it. Now I don't give a fuck. I mean, I really don't care because like it's what I want to do. And like all the comments you say, like, oh, you're doing it for content. Everything I do for YouTube is content.
Yeah,
why would I waste
having a YouTube channel?
Why would I waste? And I used to waste so much time on Facebook, and it didn't do nothing for me, but got more hate and all that kind of stuff. I don't care. I really don't care.
I need to bring a message from our sponsor, Kinder Bueno, the best chocolate bar you could possibly get. It's got 2 fantastic individually wrapped chocolate bars on the inside.
Why they say no bueno, right?
Yeah, this is the Kinder Bueno though. Oh. It is the way.
Is it good?
Sponsorship.
Is there toy inside of it?
They are.
Yeah, it's got hazelnut cream on the inside. It's got a thin wafer, shell. And it's got chocolate.
Does it have a toy? Does it have a toy? All the Kinder have toys.
This is the bar. This is not the one with the. What? But highly recommend.
What a toy! Shut up.
Wait.
No, you're thinking the Kinder Egg.
Steve,
you're thinking the Kinder
eggs
Egg.
Toys in the Kinder Egg.
Yeah.
Oh, the eggs.
No, all the other Kinder stuff is trash. These are phenomenal. Here, let me open one just to show you guys what they look like.
I was being dead serious and asking him if it had a toy in it because I've never seen those before.
Yeah, they're a little breakaway.
You know what that looks like? I won't say what that looks like. We're just gonna move on.
It looks like a spaceship.
He said it. He's not even drinking.
No, look, voters say they say because you don't say that you're a reseller, do it for content. They said they would still be.
They still talk.
Haters gonna hate no matter what.
They still gonna
hate the reality.
I like those people because they don't have any content to make unless you make content.
Yeah, I know. And they'll freeze something so they can look at you and laugh like, look at that mistake.
But
they're gonna freeze frame you, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, he got an ashy spot on his arm." It's like, I'm gonna talk about that ashy spot on his arm. I'm like, God bless, man. Find a better hobby.
I will say this though, bro. Like, you finding those games, I mean, it sparked enough for you to actually have an article online.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
like, someone wrote an article on you because you found those games. So that just lets you know, like, we don't see that very often.
So you're doing what you need to do.
That's pretty good. That's good. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm just, you know what? I'm just having fun, man.
Y'all. We ain't bashing Steven and like this.
No, I can tell you, they didn't know that. But like I said, I'm just having fun. Like, collecting these games and stuff. Like, it's really super fun. And if I get to a point where I want to sell it, then I sell it. Like, I'm not losing anything right now. I gained a lot of stuff. You know, I just don't care. I don't care what the negative folks have to say.
Yeah,
I really don't care what nobody really had to say, because like the cool people gonna be cool. Negative folks is gonna always find something negative, and they won't never say that. They be hiding in the shadows. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something mean. Got him. Got him.
So, speaking,
they over there with their little 3-inch penis.
I call them the Twitter drama goblins.
Speaking of mean, well, I won't say mean, but backlash and controversy.
Oh, what?
Moving away from GameStop, but a certain game that has gotten a lot of talk.
Alex is finna go crazy.
No,
hold on. Before we talk about this,
I'm still eating my chocolate. Hold on, Elliot, you go ahead and set this up.
No. And Alex gotta say something. Hey, we're gonna talk about Assassin's Creed. Oh my goodness, I stayed away from.
Wait. We're not gonna talk about Assassin's Creed. We're gonna talk about Animal Crossing.
Shut up.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. Hey, so, y'all, this game. You know what, Ness? You take it, because I'm not out of it, but just talk. You and Alex.
Put him and Alex full screen so that people can throw eggs at them.
So it looks good from the trailers. I'll say that. I will say that Ubisoft probably missed the mark. No, they missed the mark. I'll say that.
They missed the mark like 10 games ago.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But
this is an open world feudal Japan. What do you mean they missed the mark?
No, dude, it is the worst. It's the worst series next to Call of Duty. They just need to stop it already. Stop after Assassin's Creed 4.
I actually
call it a day.
Games.
Well, so here's the thing. Like,
I ain't saying it's done about this one.
Yasuke is in the history books for being potentially or supposedly, allegedly, a black samurai. That is not, well, it hasn't been, depending on where you get your sources, that's not technically validated all the way. Some people will say he was a warrior. We do know that he was trained in the art of the sword, but the Shogun probably didn't give him the title of samurai. So the backlash right now is
I'm gonna get you to pause right there, bro, because it's like there's all these because there's like all these people in Japan. There's actually been several people who come on social media. They're like, I'm directly descended from, and they go through their entire lineage, and they were like, this person was given this title, and yes, he was a samurai. And it's
want the collector's edition, matter of fact.
Where is that?
Oh, that collector's edition is fire, and I ordered it. But anyway, I mean,
you ordered 6 of them, probably.
I ordered one for the PS5 and one for the Xbox Series X. I wanted to have.
Good line. You know, you ordered 4 or 5.
No, I didn't.
Okay, this is pretty dope. I hadn't seen this,
but it's like, so all this all came out, dude. It's been like this entire saga, and Twitter has just been churning on this. And it's like, you know, Yasuke, it was like he is a samurai, and you know, basically the whole entire like premise that people are trying to like differentiate between, well, he was a retainer. Well, it's like almost all, basically all the samurais, they are vassals that are retainers for the shogun. So it's like now people are getting into semantics of words they don't really understand. And the bottom line is that man, and in Japan and within their mythos, right, because he's kind of like a folk hero at this point, they consider him a samurai across the board. There's not a person in Japan that's like, no, he's not really a samurai. And it's like, it's interesting because Japanese social media has come out in defense of the character choice.
Well, that depends
So
on the
I'm
news
like,
outlet
if it's
that you're
good enough for the
listening to.
Japanese, good enough for me.
Okay, so where are you getting your article from? Because there was another article that said that the Japanese were puzzled by their selection of the protagonists in this game.
I'm looking at, so I don't have the ability to pull up tweets, but if you pull up the tweets, and what I'll do, hold on, let me actually send you guys some. I'll send them over to you, Steve, so that you can take a look. Hold on.
All right.
Well, okay,
and then you can throw them up on the screen.
And look,
look at Steve.
like it, man. Like it's dope because Yasuke's story has been always dope. I mean, I loved Afro Samurai. Hell, I've got a legit...
So Afro Samurai was based off of him?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Inspired by, which apparently a lot of people hate that.
But I mean, people, I don't know. I'm trying to
look at what you said. They were upset by not being accurate, as if Assassin's Creed games were ever historically accurate.
Yeah, correct.
So again, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole of like, okay, so every other Assassin's Creed may have had someone else or this or that, and it wasn't accurate. But this one, everyone's like, hey, why isn't the main character Japanese? Like, well, there is a female character also. Like, we haven't played the game yet. Maybe they just have him in the trailer. He may not even be the main character for all we know.
Well, one thing they got
basically they have some new information that came out on the game, and that basically is saying that their story, it's almost like there's I don't know if there's two separate campaigns or you get to go back and forth between the characters, but the way that it's set up is that you play both characters throughout the game. So they're co-main protagonists is the way that it was described.
The co-tag team champion.
Nothing wrong with that. I don't see a problem with. I'll be honest.
Yeah, but you're
I've
not
never
a
played
racist sack of
game.
poop. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you're not going to have a problem with it because you're a gamer and it's cool.
It's been a lot of racist people complaining.
I have never played an Assassin's Creed game, never, and this is the first one I want to play because I always assumed that Assassin's Creed would generally originate from Japan, where the shinobi, I mean the greatest assassins of our age.
All right, I'm gonna have to give you a segue into all this. So do you even know where the word assassin comes from? It comes from the word hashashin, right? And the hashashin are so if you go back to Assassin's Creed Origins, they skirted this topic. They actually went a different direction, but the person, there was a guy by the name of Hassan Sabah, right? This guy was the founder of the Order of the Assassins. In other words, he was the founder of the Hashashin. And this guy lived in ancient Persia. This is like the year 1050, I think, is when he was born. The assassins come from him, and they were the ones that helped turn the tide in the Crusades. In fact, what's his name? The Kurdish general, Saladin, right? So Saladin, they had infiltrated his closest retinue. And basically, it's like Saladin was coming after these guys because they were doing stuff that he didn't want done in terms of like how the politics in the region and all this other stuff. And basically, he woke up one morning with a dagger under his pillow, and basically was kind of like, "That's how close we are to you. Either you back up off of us, or it's over." And he very quickly mended fences with these people, and that's how he was able to defeat Richard the Lionheart and all this other stuff, because they were literally taking people out and assassinating them. And there's this whole entire legendary that's associated with it. And there's like, and I put a big old post about it on Twitter. If you go into my Twitter, you can see it blew up. I think that one's like 24,000 views. And I've got a couple other tweets that I put out there, like 270,000 views and stuff like that about this whole entire thing. So it's like when people talk about historical accuracy in Assassin's Creed, I'm like, bro, the people that actually founded the thing are never even mentioned in the game. Like, none of those historical people are ever mentioned. It's just kind of like they skirted right past it. And you'll have references, right? Like, so obviously it's like they've got different towns and stuff like that. They're very good about the geography, the architecture, those types of things. But they try to stay away from getting into the nuts and guts of the politics, right? Because they are not trying to offend people too bad. And you have to remember,
the people on this one.
Well, no,
you know why?
It's a whole entire sci-fi thing, right? Like, people are, taking DNA and memories and going into like, back into different aspects of time to be able to
They
figure
had to
some
make
stuff
it
out.
entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like it's well beyond the pale. If anybody's like, "Oh, well, this is historically accurate," I'm like, "Bro, it's like a sci-fi game." I mean, it is ultimately the way that it's set up when you look at the backstory, and I'm just kind of like, "This is."
That's why they ain't like Forspoken.
People, well, yeah, I mean, people want to hate, and it's like I think that you've got all these people, and this is my analysis. You have people who try to use code words to hide their racism. So instead of saying, I don't want to play this game because of X, Y, and Z, the ethnicity, gender identity, sexual orientation, or whatever, they'll say it's a DEI game or it's a whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of stuff that these people will use to hide their language to be able to be like, I don't want to outwardly say it. And I'm just like, bro, it's like, if you don't want to play it, don't play it. You don't have to be a jerk about it.
Steven,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm good. I'm just chilling over here.
Highly toxic.
Hey, Steve, what do you think about Assassin's Creed? This dude game. You buying it?
Dude, it's like I even coined a new term. We called them. I created the neckbeard shogunate. And it's like
neckbeard shogunate. What is? Yeah. Are you writing these phrases down tonight? This man had like
man,
5 or 6
you, I'm on a rip. I'm on an absolute
Please
rip.
Hashtag these y'all in the chat. Hashtag all these sayings. We had a lot of goofy ones tonight.
No, we had some. But that one picked up, and it's like all these guys.
That's the one guy in the chat room said Twitter. It perfectly. This is all rinse and repeat, man. I was like, I'm so over the franchise, it's not even funny.
Well, I mean, look, between Ubisoft, EA, whoever else, we got a couple of them out there that keep recycling games over and over again. The gameplay doesn't get any better. The controls don't get any better. They change the story a little bit, and that's it. Like, hey, we can keep funneling this bullshit out to y'all, and y'all still buy it.
There it is.
It is. It's true.
No, you're in terms of play control.
Listen, I was a big Assassin's Creed fan. Like, I bought the collectors. I have the statue over there of Assassin's Creed 3. I bought it for the PS3. After it hit PS4, maybe even the one for the PS5, I played that a little bit. I was like, I'm done with this, man. It's like playing Call of Duty. It's like, how many times?
Call of Duty's. I wouldn't go as far as comparing it to Call of Duty.
Hey,
no, but they just keep
repeat. Wash.
No, that there is a killer. That's killer.
This is definitely a rinse and repeat.
It might be a rinse and repeat, but I bought it. But this is awesome.
Yeah,
I bought it.
I bought 2.
Yeah, I may have bought a couple of them.
Japan got a better version, though. I will say that.
I tried to get the Japan version.
Japan
I got the Japanese version.
Yeah,
you ordered from Japan.
Yep,
of course you did.
Amazon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and it ships to the States.
I dig it. It's cool.
It is.
I'm sure we'll see a
I don't think it's going to sell out, but I think it's going to be. If you don't get it when it first pop out, if you don't get it when it first release, I think you might be in trouble. Because look, you still can pre-order this.
That was the game I was thinking of. That was the game right here.
Oh no, you can't pre-order. Hold on.
Rise of the Ronin was the other one. I forgot about that one.
Oh, you can't pre-order this. Oh well, okay. Let me see. Can I pre-order?
I told you could do it on Nintendo.
No, you can't pre-order. You can do digital. You can't get the physical on Nintendo no more.
Oh yeah, they've sold out.
Let me see. Can I do the GameStop? Is GameStop
sold out?
Oh no, pre-order. GameStop. You still go to GameStop and pre-order it.
Let's test it out. Pre-order right now.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind.
Yeah. When it's dark, it's like dark. He's like, no. Oh, it's gray. You can't get it. So yeah. I already got 2 things in cart. What do I got in cart in GameStop? What do I got here? That's kind of crazy. Oh.
Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah, Panzer Dragoon. I already got it. I already have it.
I think there's going to be an overabundance of these, kind of like Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, it was. I thought Tears of the Kingdom was going to sell out, and everybody, my goodness.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot.
You still find tons
of that had the collector's edition sold out on that one. But.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's, we talked about this on the podcast a long time ago, but collector's editions it's not really great nowadays. Like you don't have that. Remember back in the day, huge, nice collector's editions and stuff. Like I'm looking at my Halo 5 collector's edition.
Assassin's Creed one looks pretty good. Not gonna lie.
It does. Look, I'm not gonna get it just because people don't want it. I'm gonna get it, and once the game comes out, it's gonna be so good, everybody gonna play it. That's how it usually is.
Where do you get it from?
GameStop, probably.
I remember when people were like, I mean, look, people try to cancel games. I'm like, it's not going to happen.
Because they tried to cancel Hogwarts, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, it was the best-selling game of the year.
Oh well, that's crazy. All right, let's talk about something else real quick now. About we got that out the way. So let's get into Xbox, PlayStation, and a little bit of Nintendo. Let's start out talking about Xbox or PlayStation. So PlayStation is rumored again, just dropped today, a new PSP or a portable or something. So they're saying, there's a couple of websites saying this. A new PlayStation handheld is reported again, and it supposedly run PS4 games, which the new Switch 2 is be able to run PS4-like games. So what do y'all think about this? You know, Steve, you were saying something like you heard maybe, I don't know, like the portal was maybe a testing ground for this.
Yeah, a lot of people were, and at first, you know, you sit there and you go, this is all just rumors and nonsense. But because the portal took off as good as ever, you know, as I guess Sony thought,
it took off better than they did because it
definitely did, and it had its problems, but they just did an update at the end of April that actually made it a lot better. But a lot of people want to be able to like store games on it, whether they're digital or you install it from your PlayStation from physical and then transfer it over. Yeah. They don't want it just to be a remote device. And so they wanted to judge, because ever since the Vita kind of, you know, fell through the cracks, so to speak, they wanted to test the waters again to see if people really did want another handheld. And it's all about making money. And this is the first stage, just kind of like with the Wii U and the Switch. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it'd be cool. I would buy it. I would buy an Xbox One if they did it right, you know, but I think they have to do it. They have to do it right. Yeah. You know, I spend more time with handhelds now than I get to do with consoles. So the portal sitting up in the living room, you know, having a new baby, it's nice. I don't have to be trapped right here. I could sit up in the living room, put my headset on and play and still kind of be a functioning adult. But no, I'm being serious. Like I don't have the time to sit here and game. Like that's why I like to Switch and stuff. So I'd be game for this. I really would. I'd buy it. As long as they have the meat grips on it. We need the meat grips.
There you go. There you go.
Listen, everybody would have been disappointed if I didn't say that. So I'll just say it.
But you know what, too? I really do. I kind of thought that when the PlayStation Portal came out, I said, are they testing the water to see how it is? I remember everybody was bashing the Portal, and most of the people who I saw bashing it now has one. I mean, okay, it's cool, but I said Sony don't make bad products. You look at the history of Sony, they don't have bad looking products. They have strange, like the PS3 is strange. PS2, I mean, it's strange. PS2 is not really strange. PS3 was kind of, PS4 wasn't. PS5 was definitely strange. You're like, what the hell is this? You know? Yeah. But they don't make bad looking products. Over time, they be appreciated. You go back and look at the Walkman, and like, dang, this thing is nice. Or look at some of the old radios. They had like a little TV or something like that with it.
Boxes, yeah,
boom boxes and stuff like that. They always they hold up over time, and I liked it. I think if they bring one out, I'm definitely buying one day one. I mean,
aesthetics and performance are two different things.
Yeah, it is. And speaking of that, right here, new PlayStation 2 emulator.
What?
For the PS5 will be out soon. And one of the first games is going to be out with is going to be Star Wars Clone Wars. I think that's what it said. Nice. Yeah. Star Wars The Clone Wars originally released on the PlayStation 2 console, enhanced with up-rendering, rewind, quick save, and custom video features. Now, this is pretty good, like, because the PlayStation 2, it's not it's not difficult to emulate, but on the PS5, it is. That's why one of the reasons when the PS3 came out, it had like the not engine. They had something in the PS3. I forgot what it was.
It had
the motion engine. No, what was it?
Yeah, it was a component from the PS2, so it actually played, but it was still emulated on the PS3.
Yeah, still it was on PS3, and that's why a lot of the PS3s that play PS2 games are worth a lot more money. So they took that out, and then the PlayStation 3 just dropped. Now the PlayStation 3 can play PlayStation 1 games, but people really want to play PS2. So I gotta think if this takes off, like people gonna start buying a lot more PS2. They might start buying them out digitally, and then they're gonna start syncing these up. So right now, you might want to look trying to get into PS2 games again, because right now you can buy PS2 games really cheap, really cheap. And there's good games. PS2, I really think PS2 and Super Nintendo has like the best libraries, and 3DS. They had the best libraries.
Yeah, Super Nintendo for damn sure.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo.
But that PlayStation 2 library, boy, I remember when Madden dropped, and I'm not a Madden player, but God dang, Madden
that Super Nintendo, man, that was I don't know if y'all remember when Super Nintendo launched, but the Christmas
I did.
Right,
I didn't get one.
The first Christmas after that was the most magical ever in the history of gaming. Because if you think about it, right, like it was the biggest, baddest toy out there. And don't get offended that I called it a toy. If that bothers you, just that's on you. But like GameStop, Babbage's, Electronics Boutique still existed. KB toy stores.
Yeah,
and
KB
every
toys,
single one of them had a kiosk, and they had Super Mario World, the full game, in it with a Super Nintendo. That was the best advertising ever, because literally anybody who played that game was like, if they didn't have a Super Nintendo, they were buying a Super Nintendo.
Super Mario World, boy. To me,
hands down, the best Mario game.
You know what? I would even argue with that, because it has to be it. The top three had to be Mario World, Mario 3, and Mario Wonder. The top three Mario games.
I would say Odyssey's better than Wonder. I do like Wonder, but I would say Odyssey's
I say Odyssey.
Odyssey was like...
Okay, you know what? I could put Mario Odyssey and 64 in the top 5. Top
Mario
3 would be
64
hard.
and Super Mario World are probably those are my two favorite Mario.
Mario 64 is dope. I forgot about 64, but it's 64 Odyssey, 3, Wonder, and what would you say? Mario World. I would say that's top 5 Mario games.
Mario 64 carried the Nintendo 64 for like 18 months. That was the only game worth a damn on
3
that
games came out. That Wave Race and something else. And Pilot Wings, yeah.
No, it was good. 64. Well, that's why they came out with it on the DS.
Hell yeah, on Super NES.
By the way, Steve, I sent you the little tweets that are out there, just kind of like talking about the stuff that we were talking about earlier. So before we wrap up tonight, if you throw those up on the screen, when we circle back to that, I sent them to your. I was on my iPad and I'm using my phone to broadcast, so I sent it to your Twitter account.
Oh, you sent it to my Twitter account. Okay.
Yeah.
I got to log into my Twitter.
Word.
You don't have that already? Oh man.
Yeah.
I know. I got to log into my X.
3 and Super Mario World for me.
Now, Alex, if you would have started hating on Steve, he would have seen it on Twitter really quick and he would have had it up. But
Nah, man, I don't hate on people unless they're just objectively stupid. Like if you come at me and you don't have facts and you're putting your little, tender-hearted opinions online, I don't give a goddamn. I'm just saying.
Don't get got.
I'll blame him. I'm saying kind of same way on stuff like that, man. Just because.
Bring your facts. Bring your facts.
It's too much in the world that going on right now. Personal stuff going on with people. It's really crazy that people will take time out their day to complain about a video game,
that's right.
A video game
is going in and editing
a video game
page.
Listen, a video game is supposed to be you enjoy it. You're supposed to take you to a world, supposed to take you away from the real world, which most people real world is social media, which is that ain't really weird. That's weird. Games are supposed to be fun. It's like if people will be honest with themselves, grown men get jealous of other men because I can't get that toy. I want it. I want the toy. I want the game. I'm so man. Like, what are you doing, Steve? What's that?
That was
wasn't
me. It was
me.
the alarm.
Oh.
Setting the alarm.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, think of it this way. Like, perfect example, Hogwarts. That game was phenomenal. That game was a good game.
Yep.
But just because of the nonsense outside of the game that had really nothing to do with it, developers had nothing really to do with that. They just built a game around a story, and it was a really good game, and actually got overshadowed. Unfortunate, but that's social media. That's just, it is what it is.
Social media just crazy, man. It's
easy to shut some shit down when social media these days. So, but yeah, Hogwarts. If y'all haven't played Hogwarts, that game was so good. That was a good game.
You beat it,
huh? Pause.
You beat it.
Oh, I completed the game.
Hey, let's talk about this. Something fun. All right, so let's talk about this right here. Nintendo will continue to support physical media and maximize all software sales.
Ooh,
y'all.
Question.
I told you that you're going to have backwards compatibility for the Switch too.
I was about to ask. Did they say that?
They didn't say
it's
that.
basically all but confirmed.
Oh man, come on now.
Well, we don't know. I mean, hey, yeah.
Well, everybody's calling it the Switch 2, but they have not confirmed it being called the Switch 2 or a Switch 2.
No, I mean, it's a placeholder name.
But what I'm saying is, we don't know if it's going to be handheld. We don't know if it's going to be a desktop. We don't.
No, it's going to be handheld.
It's going to be a handheld.
It's going to be a handheld. That's out. Man. That's out.
It's speculation.
No, it's not. They have the hardware pretty much completely down. They've known what the processor was going to be. They've known.
It's like the same guy that
there was a Chinese company that was doing peripherals. There was a Chinese company doing peripherals for it, and they leaked all this stuff about the form factor and like all this other stuff. I mean, it's the worst.
Where's your Alex? Alex, where's your facts? Come on, I'm gonna call you on this. Where's your facts?
On Twitter.
Listen,
you're on Twitter.
Listen, this guy's all throwing all willy-nilly stuff out there. Where's your fact? No, I think they'd be stupid not to do a handheld. But I'm just busting your chops with this one.
No, I know you are. No.
No, it would be. It would be.
Well, if it wasn't a handheld, our GT85 would be in some serious trouble right about now because like half of the video library is Switch 2 and handhelds for the last 3, maybe 4 years.
What was it? The Super? What was it? The Game Boy Advance had the dual cartridge slots.
Yeah,
it's going to be the same kind of setup, I think.
You think so?
That would be actually
yeah.
Ooh, that would be nice. That'd be real nice.
That would be
because
cool.
then you could carry like a Switch game and a Switch 2 game like already docked into your system.
Makes me wonder,
what
are they
could
going to
possibly do that's better?
Nintendo always surprises you.
It's going to be NES to SNES, so it's going to be bigger, better, faster processor that could do more compute. It's got DLSS built into it. So basically it's going to be something that they're going to be able to ride just like for 8 or 9 years the way they did the Switch.
I told you they coming. Hey, they coming for their PlayStation 2 number. They going to sell more units than the PlayStation 2 when it's all said and done.
Probably
because
they'll probably have
after the Switch 2 comes out, they're gonna knock this price down to like what $100 or something and just clear them all out.
$149.99 will be the price of the Switch.
And
yeah. The thing is that they're saying that the peripherals are backwards compatible too, so that you can use them. You cannot dock them onto the Switch 2 like the Wii remote, or not the Wii remotes, but the Switch remotes. But they have their newer version of them that are magnetically attached to the body, and apparently this is a rumor, but they're saying that there may actually be Hall effect, the joysticks, so that it doesn't like tear up and get stick drift.
That'd be good.
When this thing drops, and I'm glad they pushed it. I hope it don't release this year. I hope it release like this time next year, which I think they might. I think so. I think they're building more inventory. So like when they drop it, they can have like 12 games on launch. A lot of these games, so scalpers and stuff, because scalpers gonna be trying to get a lot of them, and then they're gonna be stuck with them.
Metroid Prime 4, I think, is going to be a launch title.
Yeah,
I think that it'll be March of 2025 when it releases, and so those are my predictions for what's going to happen. Plus there'll be other games. Of course, there's supposed to be an open world Mario game in development. I don't know if that's true or not, but brother, if they hit that the right way, that's gonna be awesome.
I would love to see.
They said that I wonder. Oh, sorry.
I was saying I'd love to see a Metroid Dread 2 eventually during the life cycle of the new Switch.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was.
Hey, this life cycle of the Switch still getting bangers. Did we expect
the whole year?
Mario Wonder? And then then next month they're gonna have a direct, so they're gonna be dropping more games.
If Nintendo's the only one that sticks with physical games from all the other companies, they will win the console wars regardless.
Well, I think Nintendo has always liked physical media because it's easy. All their software stuff and like digital copies and digital disc was forced onto them. If it was up to them, I don't think they ever would do digital.
Yeah,
but they had to keep up with the times. I think that was forced onto them.
I just wish that they would let you do like I think digital would be more appealing if they let you, like, say you bought a digital game and you're already paying for that family share thing that they have, and you could let your family, like for games like Splatoon and some of these other like Peach, where you can play multiple players.
Look how many Switches.
I'm going broke buying all these games for all these different consoles. 4 kids or 4 people in the family besides me getting it.
So look at it. Omar said, look, 160 million.
I think they can hit 19 million between now and March of next year.
Oh yeah, and especially after they're not just going to discontinue the system after.
Correct. Well, see, that's exactly right. Like the PlayStation 2 numbers were systems that were sold during the PlayStation 3 era as well.
Yeah,
because it was that good.
Yeah,
dude. The original PS2 was such a sexy beast.
Blow this out the water easy. It's going to be the best selling. Nintendo has outsold the DS. That's their best system.
This is because you know what they ultimately, the story between Nintendo and Sony has been legendary, right? Like how it all went down and what happened and the PlayStation, how it came to be, et cetera, et cetera. So I think Nintendo really wants to kind of put the exclamation point at the end. It's like, ultimately, we're number one. I don't care what anybody else says, but if you look at our unit sales, this is where we are.
So look at this on IGN. So the best-selling system of all time, Famicom and Super Nintendo, or Nintendo, 61 million. Nintendo 3DS, 75. Dang, so they made no 3DS? Jeez. Game Boy Advance,
I bought about 12% of those.
Yeah, you probably
I did.
PlayStation Portal. Oh, it's nice to see the PlayStation Portal on there. 82 million, which that was a great system. Xbox 360, no surprise, number 9.
360.
PlayStation 3, no surprise. Nintendo Wii, definitely not a surprise.
I had a Wii when they first came out. Yeah.
Yep. Me and Alex was there the same night. We bought it.
Like I bought, didn't they come 3 to a box? I think I bought a case. I thought I had a case. So.
No, he had 2 in each hand. He did. He bought 2 black, 2 white. PlayStation. I think I got that picture still somewhere. I gotta find it. If I find it, I'm gonna put it up.
No, PlayStation. Don't put it up. I don't want people seeing my face.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, show right. I'm gonna put like a little something on top of your face.
Yeah, there you go. You just put a Mario face there.
Yeah, I put a Mario face. Here's Alan. PlayStation 4, 107 million. Dang, PlayStation been on here. Game Boy Color, Game Boy, number 4.
Yeah, Game Boy's huge.
Microsoft's only been there once.
Look, okay, Nintendo Switch, 1 and 4. Yeah, man, 141.32 million. What's number 2 then? 3. Oh, they haven't beat DS yet.
Oh, the DS, yeah.
Dang.
And 3DS is probably number 1.
No, 3DS is
PS2.
It's PS2.
Oh, PS2. I was kind of.
And PS2 is number 1.
Okay.
Oh, why they have that asterisk there?
Let's see.
I believe it's because that was the total number that were shipped and sold. Because at the time, I believe Sony counted anything that went out the door as a sale. And so that's because originally it was 140 something million. And then when you have the ones that were shipped in addition, that popped it over 160 million.
This is what it says. Like PlayStation 2 remains the best-selling video game console of all time. Sony's beloved system tops Nintendo DS by 5 million.
Dang. That was a good console, man.
Yes.
Man,
I have 3 of them.
Just to tell you guys where it all like kind of was for me at the time, I had a PS2, I had a GameCube, and I had an Xbox, all in the entertainment center at the time, which very few people did multi-console. So I've been multi-console for a long ass time, even before that, right? Like, you know,
I was right there with
like,
I was right there with
Genesis, you know, Super Nintendo, all that stuff, and it was just like one of those deals where, I mean, you people wanted to hang out at my place because they could play whatever they wanted to play. There was never like, oh, I can't play this game. It's like, oh, I got to bring my system over. I don't want to unhook it from the TV. I'm like, bro, you don't need to do none of that. Yep, there you go.
Oh, you got the fat.
What was I? Let's see. I didn't have any of my retro.
This is a Japanese one. It's modern to play Japanese and American games.
Yeah, but it's fat. I've never seen the blue fat PS2 like that.
These came out in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Japan had the best color consoles. Oh my gosh,
go to Japan.
Speaking of which, I need to come get my games.
You do.
I need to come get all that.
This is a Sony 39,000.
Yeah, it'll be Christmas. You won't be able to wear that hoodie if you don't get over there because you ain't wearing it right now.
Damn.
That's not what.
I know. I was like, man, I'm gonna look at it in the closet, man.
You know what though, gentlemen? We really do need to plan a Japan trip together.
Yep.
I'll come y'all there. We need to do that next year.
Yeah, we'll go to Akihabara and like, you know, live it up. Basically hit every game shop and store.
Alex, you'd walk into the room and I wouldn't even know who you were.
That's the whole point. I'm the mystery
You'd show up in Japan and we'd all be there and be like, I thought Alex was coming on this trip, and they'd be like, well, who do you think was driving the car? I'd be like, that was Alex. No way.
Just close your eyes.
Have you never seen Alex?
No,
Yeah,
I've never seen Alex.
He's never been on the. He's never been on
camera.
Well, FaceTime, Steve. He never.
Yeah, FaceTime. Oh, he wasn't on FaceTime when we was.
He never joined us.
He never joined us.
Been on the podcast all this time and never seen his face.
I've seen the hand. I've seen the hand. I see. There it is. I see the hand.
There you go, right there.
A strong hand.
Alex, if you walked me on the street, I wouldn't even know. So there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Dr. Pepper, right? You know, they do have Dr. Pepper in Japan, but okay, all the drinks taste totally different because they don't put all the other extra shit in there,
preservatives and all that crap.
Well, they just have, like, I have the. Did you have the? I don't know if they still make it, but they had a watermelon-based Coke. Did you?
They have
did
a
you have
watermelon-based Mountain Dew. That's pretty good.
But golly, man, that watermelon Coke blew my socks off.
I've never seen that before.
Watermelon.
8 Daddy, it says GM is selling PS. Yeah, we talked about that.
Absolutely.
You're a little late on the conversation, but thank you for joining. No, we talked about that. I'm glad you said
it is better than eBay. That's my whole entire thing. Like, they have the opportunity to corner a market. See, that's the thing. If you become the biggest and best at something, then you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have all the clientele.
I didn't even think about that, you know, like, because like eBay, you can get fakes, but also too, another thing, you got to train people not to get fakes. So, but PSA, you're not going to get fakes. So, yeah, you know.
So let me ask you something. If you send in a game to get graded, and let's say you send in Castlevania X, right? And it's in the box, but it's not sealed.
Yeah.
Do they take it out of the box? Do they unscrew it and check to make sure that it's a legit cart? They take it all apart?
Oh, yeah. When you send it,
they do it. See, I got one right here. So
they probably
so they'll take it apart and make sure that it's a legit cartridge.
They will grade the manual, the cartridge, the box, insert. They grade everything if it's CIB.
No, but I mean, will they actually open it so you know that you're getting a real cartridge? Do they actually open the cartridge up, like to unscrew it?
They X-ray it. Don't they X-ray it?
No,
they do all that kind of stuff. But see, look. Okay, so this is a graded copy of a CIB game, right? Streets of Rage 2.
Right.
Look at this right here. See this? It said 9.2. You see that right there?
Yep.
Now this is a sealed copy. Oops, turn around. This is a sealed copy of Legend of Zelda 9.8, which they could have gave me a 10, bastards, but
they should have given you a 10.
Yeah, but see, also it gives you different colors. So this right here is blue. This is green, so it shows, you know.
Well, I was just wondering because how do you know you're not
verify that it's a legit copy?
That's what I was saying. Like, how do you know you're buying a legit copy?
My response was that they X-ray it because they can actually see the writing on the PCB and all that stuff when you X-ray it. So everything is written on the chip and stuff like that. Yeah, they can tell on that. At least that's what I'm assuming because I've seen that done before.
I'm assuming that's game. So this is another CIB game right here.
Yeah, that was my concern because like if you buy
it says CIB right here. Look, see, it says CIB.
Right, but
here's mine. So I mean, this is the only one I have. This is the only WATA one I have. Everything else I have is CGC.
I'm thinking about. I got a couple Switch games that are sealed. I'm thinking about sending them. One of those was that Mario with the 3 with the sunshine on it and everything else.
A lot of people sent those in.
How much of a difference does it really make though for me? Like.
Listen, I'm getting FOMO right now. I want to send one in. Okay. Leave me alone.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. Fair. That's fair.
He said FOMO.
Sorry, Alex.
I a while back I said I was done grading. Like I was like, all right, I've graded everything that I want, and then I came across a couple of sealed games. I'm like, dang, I have a copy already open. I played this game, but I love this game a lot. Should I get it graded? I'm like, It's just one of those things. Like, if you want to do it, you want to do it. Steve's talked to me plenty of times. He's like, are you planning on selling this? I'm like, no. He's like, then why grade it? I'm like, because I want a preserved copy.
Yeah.
Why not? But you can go and get an acrylic case for that. I'm like, true. But maybe I like having a grade next to it. That's just, I just, the graded games thing, that will eventually die down to where people are like, we're against it and we don't want graded games. It's hurting the.
Wait till August. Wait till August.
There is so like there is a whole other portion of the community that's all about grading. So you've got a portion of the community that's about physical. You got a portion of the community that's about emulation and digital. You've got a portion of the community that's about grading. You've got a portion of the community that's about reselling. So it's just there's enough room for everybody.
Only on Saturdays.
Oh, only on Saturdays. There's enough room for everybody. It's just we got to get some of those folks that everything.
Damn, what was that?
They got to.
That wasn't me.
Got to get with the times.
Steve.
You got to get with the times.
That was me. Anybody got a problem when I'm doing? I'm gonna tell them like this. That's what they're telling right here.
I found this leg and beat him over the head.
Pause. You found that at what? Goodwill?
Yeah, I found a Goodwill for like 99 cents.
He still left the price on there and everything.
I know. When I saw this right here, y'all, look,
authenticity.
I was like, oh my god, this is like the perfect thing. I needed this right here. It's like, that's right, guys. Remember, I'm a professional. That should be my I love
this. Your tagline.
I'm a fucking professional.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, Steven. You're talking about getting some games graded. What made you want to do it? What made you want to go and decide to send one off?
Because they offered to me for free.
Not you. I'm talking about Steven.
Oh, me.
Oh, my bad.
I knew
for
you.
Me,
I know where your story.
Because it's sealed, I felt like that was the best way to protect it. Because once, if you're not going to open it and they preserve that seal that's on it, would be to get it in a grade. And plus, I don't have any graded ones. So there is that. Do I ever plan on selling them? Probably not. So maybe it would be a waste. I should just get the acrylic case for it.
You know what? That's another thing. Why people shame that? I need to do a whole video on that, but I don't want to be negative about it and stuff. But
glad we could help you out there.
Yeah. Now I'm saying people shaming folks in the community. Like, you better not do this. I don't like it. So you can't do it. I don't like graded games. I don't like the numbers.
I have about 15 PS2 games that are still sealed in the package back there, and Xbox 360 and Xbox. People would have a field day with me.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what you got?
What you got
for what?
PS2.
Off the top of my head, I know I have Hitman 3 or Hitman 2. Excuse me, I have that sealed. I got a bunch of them that are decent that are sealed.
What else you got?
I'd have to go back and look. I haven't looked at it in a while. But yeah,
what about your 360 stuff?
I got some 360 sealed. I'll after we get off there, I'll go check.
You probably got what you call it? I
did from the pawn shop.
Versus SNK2 sealed. I'm gonna need that.
Even regular Xbox Series X, I got a pile of those. People trade them into the pawn shop, sealed.
Yeah,
and I bought them for like $1.
That's the only thing I hate about Xbox. It doesn't get a lot of love in terms of collecting physical. Like even when you look at it from a price charting standpoint, PlayStation is always going to beat it by a couple of bucks.
That's why, because the Game Pass, we're going to talk right about it. Game Pass is going to go up. Thank you so much, Des. He was knowing I was breaking it up. Microsoft said they're going to add Call of Duty to Game Pass. But guess what? I bet you. Game Pass is going to be more expensive now. What y'all think about this? This is the start of the Xbox news because look, Steve like, oh, no.
I don't really know if I'm finding the value in Game Pass, me personally.
For me personally, because I like buying collector's editions, Game Pass doesn't really help me because I'm always buying collector's editions that have them. My biggest problem is that Microsoft does not release enough collector's editions. Now, I am probably in the minority, but I like, Hellblade 2, right? Like, why is there not a limited edition, at least, controller plus game with a statue, or like a totally wicked, like Viking-inspired, like Xbox Series X? Like, these are all marketing fumbles that make zero sense to me.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't cost them jack to be able to, throw some, even if they just like custom. What's the little custom wrap plate thing that you can get for your Series X? That like they have for Starfield.
Yeah,
like it would have been so easy for them to make all this stuff, and it's like, but they're not doing it. I mean, it's like, where's the advertising for any of their stuff? And then they're going to be like, oh, by the way, it's going to be $35.99 a month for you to be able to play all of our first party games, on launch day. I'm like, I'm just going to buy the game, bro. It's like, I'm not paying $36 a month for something where I can just go out and buy the game for $60 and be done with it. Because it's like, at the end of the day, and again, if there's a collector's edition, it's a no-brainer. It's not. So, I mean, I don't even remember. I had Game Pass. I don't remember the last time I used it.
I just put up Alex' tweet that he put this up.
Wow, how do you really feel, Alex?
That's your tweet, bro? Dang.
No.
Your salty tears do not supply iodine, a necessary dietary ingredient.
No, you got to look at the whole. You got to look at the whole. Pull up the. You got to pull up the actual tweet, like,
let me go back to
and let him scroll down. Like, I know that one's a long tweet, but I mean, I
I'm not gonna read it all, but goodness gracious,
the thing
some
about
of stuff Alex tweets. Some things Alex tweet, y'all just got to be ready for Alex because it's funny, but goodness, like this right here. If you're not watching the live podcast, y'all, Alex is dull.
I probably shouldn't laugh at
like
that.
70-something thousand people on that one that it's been like interacting with.
Oh goodness!
That's funny.
That's funny. Like here, I'm sorry. This is hilarious though. Like right here, he said this is the neckbeard. What'd you say?
Neckbeard Shogunate.
Shogunate.
I love it.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
What the hell?
Wow. What are you?
With their leader,
goodness.
Ichiro Sama, his
wow.
Billy Bob, what?
All right, y'all. If y'all want some of that stuff, y'all go to Alice's Twitter.
Y'all need to follow me on Twitter, man. It's like I've been spicy as all get out, like literally lighting the fires. And it's like, if you want, look, I'm gonna tell you one thing: you're gonna have a response. Either you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. There's not gonna be any in between.
Dude.
Here's a question in the comments. This is a good question here. You guys think Game Pass is still better than PS Plus?
No, they're both ripoffs.
I think they're about the same.
They're both ripoffs.
Yeah, I mean, and when I say the same, obviously PlayStation doesn't put their first party games in there at launch. So from that perspective, I think that Xbox has a better product because. Especially, and there's a caveat here, especially if you are trying to mind your P's and Q's when it comes to the dollars spent. if you're the type of gamer that's going to spend probably like you're going to buy 5 games or 6 games a year, yeah, Game Pass makes sense because now you have access to those games. The problem is if you spend less than that, then now you're kind of like paying for a service that you sometimes use, sort of like everybody uses Netflix. But then I've got like HBO Max, and I've got, friggin' Disney Plus and Hulu and Peacock and like Paramount. And it's like eventually you're so diluted that it's like, why do I don't use all these streaming services the same way. Yeah. So for the people who use it religiously and love having access to those first party games, yeah, of course, it makes perfect sense. And it allows you to budget better because you know that it's like you have a fixed cost for your gaming. It's sort of like having GameFly or something like that, right? The
it's difference like is
you're stuck to the games that you have on the service.
The only problem I have with Sony is their security. Their lack of security for data and their consumers bothers me. It's always,
that's true. You could go with Microsoft, and I mean they sell it to like 90% of their business partners, and then you will have breaches because their companies that they're selling it to are.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, though, right? So you touche'd me with the Microsoft third party sending it out, but I'm not opposed to either one of those. Like, I don't want them sending any of my information out to third parties, but I also don't want hackers infiltrating and stealing my data and credit card information. So
you're right. Sony's bad with that. They've always been bad with that, though.
The lack of cybersecurity when it comes to the PlayStation side is lacking. And it's been that way for many years. So
I don't know how people are getting their stuff stolen though, because they have like that 2-factor authentication. They make you do all this.
There's ways around that. There's ways around
Google Authenticator. Like I have mine set up with Google Authenticator, so it has to go I have to put in a code and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah. They should be trying to break in my damn Facebook for some reason.
Oh, I hear that. You know what I ended up doing?
I'm like, goodness gracious, you really want my Facebook that bad?
Okay. You gotta lock that thing down. You gotta oil that thing.
Oh, up. I locked my face. Hey, Facebook is locked down. Locked.
All right, here we're gonna teach y'all a little something. We're gonna go tech buzz on you here.
Uh-oh.
So everybody needs to get one of these if you have social media and you want to protect your stuff. This is a USB-C key that you plug in. You can get USB ones, and it has a fingerprint sensor on it. If you go into Google or any of your social medias, you can actually use this as a key, a literal key, and hackers cannot infiltrate your social media or any of your platforms. It's as easy as just going in your settings and doing like 2-factor or 2FA as the cool kids say.
You know what the only problem with the downside on that is?
What's that?
If you get pulled in by law enforcement, they can compel you to put your finger on that to be able to unlock it.
Well,
whereas they cannot compel you to do a password. So my suggestion would be
we're not doing this for law enforcement. We're doing this for hackers, man.
Well, I'm just saying, man. We got all kinds of people that watch our show.
Well, but if you go with
Twitter,
if you go with this route,
I'm just saying you can't. Look,
these are $30 a piece. You should buy a backup.
Eyes wide open. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you lose this and you're not getting into your account, so you want to get a second one, which is why I have a second one, so you can make a backup of it. So you don't lock yourself out. Put it on your key ring or something like a lot of stupid people do. No, put it in your safe, not on your key ring.
Yeah. Or safety deposit box. Yeah.
Absolutely. Safety deposit box.
Put it in your gun safe. Put it in your gun safe. Yeah, good place.
Or you just make a.
But no, that's honestly, Ness. That's what I've been doing, even with my PlayStation, with everything, because it's just like.
Well, at this point, I haven't played my PlayStation. Since I.
Oh, so you haven't played your PlayStation like I haven't played my Xbox.
Well, I haven't
played it upstairs under the TV.
Well, I only hooked up the Xbox since I moved into this apartment, so the PlayStation is still in the box.
So I want to say
Baldur's Gate 3 right now.
I want to say to the company that just sent me the email to review shower curtains, did you not see that I'm a gaming channel? I don't review shower curtains.
You know what?
I don't want to see
the shower curtains with the games behind the shower curtains. You can cut little.
Here he goes. Here are all my games.
I don't want to listen. Like, are you that desperate for reviews that you're buying reviews for shower curtains now? Come on.
You know what though? You're gonna open up.
They got Mario.
You think it was a box of shower curtains, but
no, they're shower
Sega Saturn games.
Big ones, long ones. Pause.
Oh, nice.
Long shower curtain.
Hey, what's up?
Tag, yes. there are some gamers that need a shower.
No, but these are shower.
Yes, sir.
Come on now.
If you've ever been to any of the cons, you can tell.
Man.
All
Oh,
the cons.
straight up.
When we went to
Steve,
Como,
we walked by a
Como
couple
was great.
of fresh ones that were in Pittsburgh, man.
Como was great. Como
Como
was
was
a
great.
breath of fresh air. That was really nice because, man,
I didn't have a problem at PAX West.
I'm surprised. PAX
Yeah,
is
no,
like,
well, because it was spread like between two different buildings, and they had just put in brand new air circulators, and it was excellent.
Circulating the funk.
The
That's one
Tomahawk
thing that
stuff, funky
gamers
like
got
a
this.
dumpster. No, I mean it was all
Gamers
good.
got this bad stigma about them. They got to listen. Gamers, you got to shower.
The sweaty
Showers are your
use,
friend.
use deodorant / antiperspirant,
Let's do it.
and change your clothes and wash them too. Taking a shower and getting in the dirty skivvies is not
Have
helping.
y'all
you.
seen the video with Stone Cold saying like he was talking crazy? He said, "This is a soap bar, son. It's a gimmick. You wash your ass with it." I thought it was so funny. And like using, he said, "In this right here, the toothbrush. You put the toothpaste on it and brush your gimmicks called teeth." It was,
But you know what though? It's not just the gamers. I've gone by some of the, shall we say, the businesses that are there,
my nose twitch.
and I just keep right on going because it's just the funk is in the air, man.
You
Let
ever
me tell
go?
you.
Ever go to the con and you pick up a whole bunch of used games or whatever, and then you're like, "What's that smell?" And it's because it was in some sweaty dude's like basement or some shit.
Oh no, I wouldn't pick it up then. If it's that strong,
No, but you can't tell because it's got the con funk is masking it. You can't tell.
oh, people in the chat room are like, "Yep."
See, everybody knows what we're talking about, man. See, that's
Man.
Maybe Steve, maybe you do need to take the shower curtains.
But it's not. It's just the rod. I know how much you like the rod. So
pause.
Pause.
Spare the rod. And
no,
what
read
happens?
the. I put the email in the chat.
Man, I'll tell you what. If you do
It's probably
the shower
a scam,
curtain,
bro.
I'll have Tiberius come on and do have him come in there and do some kind of announcement.
I see. You see what he said? Look, he said, "But you do an Old Spice sponsor."
Oh hell yeah!
I listen. That would help gamers. I don't use Old Spice. I use like Speed Stick with high endurance on it.
You
But-
look like you use Speed Stick. You like you use Brute.
Wow.
But listen, if it helps,
Wow.
Brute.
if it
You like
helps,
you use Brute. Remember Brute? Brute cologne. That's like
God
Steve.
damn.
used. Oh yeah, I use.
no, you know what I use? I use Curve. I'm still stuck in the 90s, baby.
Oh,
I
hell.
use
Hey,
the
Curve was
Claiborne
dope.
Curve.
Hey, Curve was dope.
Aquadigio
baby.
and Curve and
Yeah,
all that.
I do the Claiborne. So
Curve was dope. I love me some Curve.
yeah,
Lost her.
that's the clone I use. But deodorant, now that's something you would send to a gamer to do a review because man, they need to use it.
Here's some tip sticks.
I guess we're a different
Yeah.
generation.
I don't know. It's like I don't think they teach people. You remember, like we had health class. Do they even have health class anymore?
Yeah, they have health class, but I think
Do they
People
go
just
over
get
any of
wrapped
that
up.
stuff? Like, hey, puberty, you're gonna start smelling like a chopped
My-
onion that's been left in somebody's car.
listen, my son lives in his room. That's what he sits there and games all the time. And my daughter's always like, Daniel, go take a shower. He's like, well, I took one 2 days ago. And it's like,
You
yeah,
kid
bro,
up like
you need to take one like every day. Like you're a man child now. You're almost 6'2". You need to take a shower every day. So he's still in that.
We don't need an
mentality.
onion and bell pepper running around the
Pretty
basement.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The ball
when you
stinks, son. Go take a bath.
yeah, when he opens the door, you like we got some stuff in his room because it just
That's where you gotta open out the windows and like, nah, you gotta let this shit breathe. And it's like, I'd be like, look, you're not gaming until I can't smell you.
I guess I never understood that why gamers are like that. Like why do they
What
smell
do you
like
mean?
they
It's because they literally
I can-
veg out on the couch with the
I can see the
controller, like
commercial now.
with their shirt plates and like crumbs on their
I
chest.
I
listen?
can
if
see
we
the
do
commercial
get-
now. I have it playing out in my head right
Listen,
now.
if I get an email like that for that, we got to do that. We got to do Tiberius, and we have to do it.
I just like today
We got to do a collab.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
actually show my
hilarious.
face for that commercial.
inside the con. There's a stench that we've never
It's
smelled.
called
before.
Con Funk for a reason.
The very nose hairs have fallen out, and my eyeballs have begun to water. But fear not, dear people, because we will be able to stop the very depth of funk that comes off of the sweaty neck beards at the very
You know what?
that you attend. Nest deodorant. Freshest.
Holy shit.
It
You know
smells
you-
of mint and smells of fresh sealed video games.
God.
Dude, you know who you sound like? What was the actor that died recently?
Lance Reddick.
Yes, you sound just like him, dude. Oh my god. Wow. You nailed it. You absolutely wow. That was excellent.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it, sir.
No, you got that radio voice, bro, for sure.
So Axe body
So
spray.
he haven't seen none of your videos, so that's right.
No. I mean, I've seen it, but it's like the way he came off on that, like it. I mean, I saw him. I was like sitting there, and I was like, oh, I'm playing, Horizon Forbidden West. What the hell?
We're trying to do a podcast, and he's over here playing Horizon Forbidden West.
No.
Thanks for taking this serious, Alex. We really appreciate
I said
that.
His voice it just took me there. I was like, he just sounds just like him.
I'm just messing. Here we go.
Kinda.
What's that?
Man. I haven't done Tiberius in a while. Oh,
Yeah,
It's
it gets bad, man. Like I think that's fun. Yeah, some don't have girlfriends to tell that they stink. Yeah, well, my wife would shoot
Well,
me.
I mean, it's a catch-22, right? If you stink, you can't get a girlfriend. So
Well, you got boyfriends.
yeah, but you know what?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Now,
but
hold up a
mostly-
second. There's some confunk amongst the non-male population too at these things. Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, mm.
Oh yeah,
You know when they smell like cat pee and cigarettes, and they got that little
Oh.
ferret musk on them, and you're like, yeah, I know exactly what your house looks like.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Now that we've taken this down the toilet hole,
Cake, cesspool.
yep, this is going down the crapper.
Oh my goodness. What we
No,
can get
but
out
hold on a
to
second. We forgot to talk about something. What did
What
we
did we-
forget to talk about?
these? No. What?
Oh shit! Pause.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Did we talk about we talked about the PlayStation handheld? Did we talk about the Xbox handheld and basically how handhelds may be the future for everybody because of the portable compute power that we now have that we didn't used to have?
Mm-mm.
Well,
It's called,
all
the,
right,
it's
so
called the Steam Deck.
well, yeah, no,
moving
the
on.
Steam Deck and the ROG Ally, and there's a new ROG Ally X that's coming, and then there's going to be a sequel, to all of these coming. So it's kind of like, and AMD is actually making excellent, APUs for these handheld devices, and Microsoft obviously has a very close relationship with them. So I can see where the next Xbox may actually be a handheld PC, basically. Which I think would actually, carve them out a slightly different niche in the market, especially if they had launchers for Steam and the Epic
The
Games
next
Store.
Xbox is going to be the thing that you see that holds your door open. That's going to be the next
Wow.
Xbox.
Wow, that's a lot of hate.
That's cold blooded, man.
It's going the way of the Sega Dreamcast. Xbox will make games. Microsoft will make games, but they will not make consoles.
I think that
Sega,
there's
huh?
a high likelihood of that happening.
They're
I
going to
don't
license
think-
PCs. They're going to throw Xbox
Yeah,
on a PC. That's what they're going to do.
They'll have PCs that are branded with the Xbox branding, but I think
can't
that the
see another
handheld would
console
be a good way to hybridize that, because now you've technically got a device that's a dedicated gaming whatever, and you can put the Xbox brand on it, But these little portable gaming PCs, I mean, they're
I'm not
finally
trying to.
getting
I'm not
into
trying to
it.
hate. I'm not.
No,
Trying
but
to
it's
hate.
like
I wish.
they-
I wish Microsoft would be competitive, because I think that would push Sony and Nintendo to step up their game, and nobody's stepping up their
it's
game.
just
Let's
going to
just
be the
fair.
Netflix of gaming is Game Pass. That's what they're trying to do. That's
Yeah,
all.
but-
I still think
PlayStation will do the same.
You know
You
what?
got Netflix and
Remember-
Hulu. You're going to have PlayStation and Xbox. Maybe. I don't
And
know.
also to Drowning's Basement, he's here. I think that's the guy who made Drowning's Basement. I think this is the guy who made the handhelds. I think so. Aren't you the guy who made the handhelds? Drownings? Let me know. Put yes in the cup if
He makes
you
handhelds.
yeah, I mean,
what handhelds
well,
does he
correct.
No,
if you
I'll
look
show
at
you
the
after.
architecture, Microsoft was very quick. I mean, technically the Xbox is the direct Xbox, right? So it was supposed to be PC components, crammed into a box that played nothing but video games. That was
Right.
the objective.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so Xbox 360, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, they are basically PC architecture. Now, the Xbox 360 was a power PC architecture. they eventually moved over to the x86 architecture, which is where we are today. And I mean, in fact, the PlayStation 5 and 4 are the same thing. I mean, they gave up on the cell processor and like all that mumbo jumbo. And it's like there's more convergence in terms of this stuff than divergence. And I think that, ultimately it's like if they had it to where it's like, hey, here's a budget entry level PC that allows you to play games at like play games and maybe even throw in a word processor or something like that, so some kid at college can have a 2-in-1 system. I mean, that type of thing makes sense to me. I can see them doing that, especially since Microsoft is basically telling Xbox what to do internally. And then a handheld, they apparently have the Surface team working on something, and they took what's his name, Ronald whatever, the lead Xbox architect with the like gigantically like massive goatee. Y'all know who I'm talking about?
Nope.
Anyway, Ronald, I can't remember his name.
I don't really follow the Xbox developer, so I'm...
Well, anyway, but it's like he got pulled off as the lead, and now they've got the guys and gals over at Surface working on the next Xbox. So I don't know how what that means, but my guess is it's going to be low power portable system of some kind. They've got a really good relationship with the folks that developed the Snapdragon, ARM processors. And they've just come out with their stuff, which is basically, very low power, very high performance for what it offers. It's about equivalent in some metrics to like an M3 processor from Apple. So I'm like, that's kind of cool. Is that solid. What the portable going to be? Is that what's kind of coming next? So I'm really, really interested to see what they do. Because, I mean, if they release a system, I'm buying it. If it's a handheld, I'm buying it. If it's a standalone console, I'm buying it. I don't care what it is, just because I collect consoles, so it'll get purchased.
What if it was similar to Switch, and it had a docking station?
I'm totally cool with that. I mean,
I would buy it. As much as it sounds like I'm a hater with Xbox, but I would buy it. Like
it's a game system. I mean, honestly. If you look at what ROG Ally did with their little external RTX 4090, which is technically a 4080, it's the mobile processor. But being able to hook that up to a TV with your the handheld console, the ROG Ally, and you get great PC performance. It's all like middle of the road or a little bit higher type stuff. I mean, you can't max out everything, but it definitely looks better than the handheld by itself. So
I've actually been on the hunt. Like my next handheld I want to get is one of the, and I know it's an older one, but it's the Superboy that plays all the Super Nintendo games. I know it's an emulation device, but because there was never a Super Nintendo handheld.
Right.
But like with what you're saying, Alex, I think handhelds are the future, at least at this stage in my life. Like I'm finding it. I carry at least one handheld with me in my backpack all the time, whether it's portable or whatever.
You travel, right? And you're going to cons and you're doing all that kind of stuff. So having some kind of mobile solution. Now, give me higher fidelity, more power in my mobile solution, then it's a no-brainer. Because at that point, it's like, well, I might have a 1080p screen or like a 1440p screen or something like that. But in a handheld, it's like, once it's past a certain point, physiologically, your eye, that display now becomes a retina display, because the distance between your eye and the screen on such a small form factor turns it into a retina display.
Oh, shoot. So what I was telling y'all, like Drowning's Basement right here in the chat, right here, he made like the world's smallest Nintendo 64.
Oh, does he make like those custom?
Oh, badass, bro.
Oh, that is dope.
Oh,
wow.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Dude's got some engineering skills. What is up?
Wow. Good skills. Like, these are 64.
My God.
Yo, dude, do you make ones for Super Nintendo? Because I'm serious. Like,
he said no, that wasn't him. Okay, so he said that wasn't him. That wasn't him. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But this person right here, it wasn't him. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought he said he was made him. But this person,
that still flies hell.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, the person who made these. Let me go back up, right? Yeah, he didn't. You didn't, John. You didn't make this one. You didn't make this right here. He was at G-Man. He said, okay. Which one?
Okay.
It was G-Man. I made the other ones. Okay, he made these. Okay. This is the one he made right here.
He made the Zelda.
Yeah, he made the Zelda one. See, look, he said
those
he made
are
the
cool
Zelda
looking
one.
though.
Yeah, these are Nintendo 64s, y'all. He's so all right. Drowning, put the price in that you sold them for. I mean, it's worth it, but put the price in.
What are they like $600?
No, put the price in there, man. Drowning. But yeah, and
I would totally play that. I would
too. I want one of these.
I would carry it in my backpack because that's where it's at. Like that. I wasn't a big N64.
He said Downing, not drowning. You're drowning. You're drowning. You're drowning. Downing. I'm sorry. Down in the basement. Like
Hey, Downing. If you are on Twitter, send me a follow. I want to have an offline conversation with you.
SNES box to go. See, there's
how much was it?
That looks nicer than the Super
Downing.
Boy.
How much was it? I mean, how much you said the
look at Steve broke that one. Did you see that? Look. Go back. Steve broke that one. He like
I did not break
big old meat ham hocks over there. He's like yanking on that sucker.
I knew he was gonna say something. It was already
look at this guy.
I got footage on the back of it. I wanted to see what it looked like. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay. Yeah, that's clean.
You have my email. We've been talking.
Clean.
Yeah, he makes these custom. I don't know. Y'all gotta talk to him because hey, he probably got a whole bunch of orders for people. But this
what's his website? What's his like? Does he have a website or what?
Downing, please put all your information right there. Y'all make sure y'all follow him on YouTube also.
Yep.
I'm just curious because why would I buy a Super Boy if he's making something that's better?
You can get it custom built with your own stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like this makes more sense to me.
Look at this right here. He made like Tiger. Look, a Game Boy Advance that makes Tiger better. He said John Ridd's video hit 1 million last week. Ooh, goodness gracious!
Damn.
Good Lord.
No, it's like, and if you are on Twitter, hit me up because I'll definitely retweet your stuff.
Like portable Nintendo 64.
You just got a sub for me, Downing.
Yeah, me too.
Man, I want one of these things.
Now I want to check out his handhelds now because.
Put the price in, son. No, he don't want to get nobody away. No.
He's like, they're $35,000 a piece. You gotta have some of that GME money to buy this shit.
His website's right here too, also.
Oh, okay, cool.
Basement, all right.
Yeah. Hey man, look at this right here. Good 3D printing.
No, that's awesome, dude, man. You know what though? When people elevate the art form of our hobby like that and can take hardware and shrink it down and do all that kind of stuff, I always geek out about that shit.
Yo, look at that Super Nintendo box.
That's what I'm saying. Instead of doing the Super Boy, I'd rather get something like
box. I'm looking up the SNES
box.
Plus,
you're supporting, local content creator. You know what I'm saying? Like that's awesome.
What you doing, man? No.
Any SNES box go.
Steve's been holding out on us here. You see that?
I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh,
he saves the best topic for the end of the show. Good thing you held us on here, Alex.
Yeah, no, seriously, we would have missed this.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
gorgeous.
And look at it. I mean, he looks like he has the right spacing too. Like you're not cramped on that thing. Yeah, I have the Mega carts like that. I don't have to worry about the cartridge. I just need a.
He said without emulation. Jeez.
So it's actually got the hardware.
Yeah. Yeah, there's.
Do you make your own PCBs or like and order them or like are you using?
We gotta get them come on the podcast, y'all. Like next week or sometime.
Bring them on as a guest so we can like hammer them with questions.
I know, right? So how much you'll get? We want to buy one right now.
Be ready for all the tech and spec sheets.
No, I love that. I mean, like 100%. It's like the guy who was the dude that was making converting like the Xbox 360s into like tablets and stuff like that. There was a guy that was.
Yes, all this. Look at this. This is nice.
So he does the SNES, the N64. What other ones does he have there?
Let's see. Got the portable 64.
I'm just curious, like ones that
Game Boy Advance.
Oh, there's Game Boy Wii.
Look, a Game Boy Wii.
He said that's the old video. The new one is better.
It's like, quit showing my old stuff. Mr. Right Way.
Hey,
always bringing up old
YouTuber,
shit.
man. He's a custom
air hockey table. That's cool.
Because that's the stuff I'm looking for. The stuff that's like I wouldn't get a Game Boy one because you have a Game Boy. Like I would want one that's not.
Here's the air hockey table you talking about.
Is you throwing a pie in that? Oh, that's cool. Wow, that's really cool.
Oh, look at the LEDs. Hell yeah.
Alex is already ordering 4 of them.
Wow. That is so pretty cool.
Funny,
that is pretty fire though.
Yeah,
you're gonna need a manufacturing company, Downing.
Like
you're gonna need a manufacturer just for Alex. I'm just telling you.
He said he'll be.
You need just a manufacturing just to handle Alex's orders.
Well, actually, we should talk about investing and trying to grow the brand. I mean, like that would be something that I'd be interested in because then there's money in it for both of us.
Dude, I just want to play games, man. I just want to play the SNES games, man. He's got a solution.
Hey,
I like the 64. I like it. That kind of man. You know what? Props to him for
heck yeah.
Creating an awesome set of products and stuff for the gaming audience. I mean, dude, that's amazing.
He's gonna do a Neo Geo one next.
Is he really?
Oh.
No, I don't know. I'm just saying. So,
man, that would be a huge handheld console.
It would be.
It would be. I mean, the cartridge itself is it's large.
That would be meaty. That would be meaty.
Yeah, but just think if they use the cartridge as the base, right? And it's have the LCD screen built into it.
Look at that. Can't make no damn handheld with this.
Hey, Down, and we got to bring you on the podcast. But probably, hey, you'd probably be good to come next week, man. Like we just talk about your stuff. Yeah. He said Neo Geo has been done, but not by me. Oh, what?
Ooh, sounds like a challenge.
With the actual physical cart?
Said Pinky says she's checking out the air hockey table right now. It looks awesome. Yeah, it does. Yeah. I mean, if you don't like air hockey, something wrong with you.
Air hockey, man, was one of the best games at Chuck E. Cheese. And
if you don't like air hockey, there's something wrong with you.
Pretty fire.
Yeah, he said he'd come on next week. He said hit him up.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, send me Downey, send me a DM, man, so we can set everything up.
I love it.
On Twitter or X and stuff. Yeah, hit me up. We definitely have you on next week.
Give it to you. Gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you.
Man, rest in peace to DMX, bro.
I know, right?
He's gone way too soon.
R.I.P.
I know, right? Now they're making money off of him and stuff on commercials. And like, why you couldn't do that when he was alive?
Right?
Well, no, they did. Remember, it's like when Deadpool came out, bro. That was the best trailer ever.
Yeah.
So I got to ask a stupid question because that's what I do.
Because you're a stupid person.
How are we just now learning about this guy? How did we not seen any of this stuff? How did you find out?
I made a video about it. You didn't watch. The video.
It's in my queue to watch tonight. I told you keep me on this podcast till 1-2 in the morning East Coast time. I don't get to watch freaking videos that you make because you make me sit here and do videos with you.
Well, I mean, hey, I appreciate it.
Hey, but I mean, the good thing
that's
was
why I don't have any video content because I can't do my day job and do the video content because you guys produce a lot. Like you guys,
dude, you have to do time management. Like I have certain days that I watch. I put it like Elliot's video, Steve's videos. I put it into a playlist because of all my friends that are YouTubers. Yeah. Certain days I watch them if they put out a content and I normally watch it on a Tuesday. I don't get to watch it till the following Tuesday because I can't. I have too much going on. Like with other people.
I haven't even been dropping videos like that. Like
you usually drop it on a Friday, and so I try to get Friday to help you with the
with Mission Neo Geo. I was generally dropping them on Friday, and then
same with Steve. Steve
was too busy making tendies.
Yeah, I was.
So I try to watch the videos that people drop on the days that they drop them, so that way they get the views in that first 24 hours or whatever the algorithm and nonsense. But sometimes, man, people be dropping them every other day, Steve, and you can't always keep up with it, Steve. And so
hard work. Hard work.
A lot of hard work.
He has them all on a list from. I can't wait till those Japan ones start dropping.
Oh my gosh! I got
every other day.
I got 14 videos when you're paying.
See,
videos.
There's 14 videos. I can probably do 15, 16 videos. I got some different ones.
Drop a week. Don't drop
Windjammers. Yeah.
Yeah, I can basically Windjammer. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, look, before we get out here, let's ask you because Ness said something good about it. He said, "Why does the game community hate Why does the game community hate resellers hate who buy games? Yeah, he said hate resellers who buy games don't never had understood. Oh, he never understood
the game community hate resellers who buy
games
and don't.
But so basically, why did the game community hate resellers? I don't know. That's some old stuff
because they buy them really cheap and sell them for almost what their value is, and they rip people off. That's usually what it is.
They think they're ripping. Okay, so that's not a reseller. That's not a scammer. Well, they don't scammer. You sent me a video on Ness. No, you sent your video on Ness. Like you're not against resellers, but
I said I don't have a problem with resellers. I have a problem with scalpers.
Scalpers, yes.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily call those individuals that buy low and sell high scalpers. I classify the scalpers as ones that basically consume all the product on the market, leaving none for anybody else to purchase. And then they sell it at absurd amount of, well above market pricing. From a reseller standpoint, and I'm not a reseller, I'm just saying that they generally try to find the best deal, and then they try to make a couple of bucks in terms of profit, which any business would do. But from a gaming standpoint in the community, a lot of gamers who are accustomed to paying the low price on the game, especially for used games, whether that's a garage sale, a thrift store, whatever, they've gotten accustomed to that. But I mean, I can't say the days of finding cheap games are gone, because we see Steve find them every other week at this point. So
yeah. Okay, so you guys want to hear something really stupid, and I gotta apologize for this.
What?
So Chris had reached out to me a while back.
Who?
Downing's Basement in the chat room about coming on Creators Corner, and I've been going through and booking everybody, and he said, "Hey, I'd love to come on Creators Corner." I just got an email from. I didn't realize that this, because I sat there and I said, "Well, how do I not know about these people making this cool stuff?" He only reached out to me to come on Creators Corner like back in March. Okay, and I've been booked literally week after week after week. So I just followed up.
Honest, you snubbed the man.
No, I didn't.
And now you want him to make you a Super Nintendo.
But I was like blaming Steve.
No, we don't want to hear that anymore.
I'm sitting here blaming Steve like he's holding out on us, and Chris already has been watching, and he introduced himself. So I apologize, Steve. You weren't holding out on us. That was my bad.
Yeah, because you're stupid.
Shut up. I'm trying to be nice and apologizing. Shut up, fool.
Pity the fool.
So, anyways, we're gonna get we're getting caught up finally. Yeah, I still have. No, you know what? Wait a second. I actually did a special episode with her to do it as a because it's not really gaming related. So I just threw that in an extra.
A lot of people with all that back acne that need to get all jacked.
Listen, just like people don't shower, they need a dermatologist. Actually, we didn't talk about any of that stuff. Listen, if you're wondering, sorry, Steve, I'm gonna put a little plug here. If you want to know how somebody that's as successful as her on YouTube does it, like we talked about trolls and people. Her and I talked about that in this video. You want to watch it. We didn't really cover like the dermatologist stuff. I asked her stuff about content creation. So if you're interested on somebody like that, how it made her, how she got to TV, that episode is what you want to watch. Like this is not, don't think you're going to watch it and we're going to get all gross and talk about dermatological stuff. I wanted her on to interview her for like a half an hour on being successful in what she's doing.
She got a lot
and I think a lot of creators could get a lot of good stuff off of her. Yeah, she had a lot of good info. What's that?
What's her sub count like?
Oh, she's got millions. I mean, she said she started out and she's like, I don't take myself too seriously. And she says in the interview, but she said one of the things was that
he said, I got popped by a pimple popper.
We'll call his episode that. We'll call it I got popped by a pimple popper. We'll when we get
that'll be funny.
That would be funny. I actually asked him if he wants to come on June 6th, so we'll see if he's available.
You know, she killed it though because of the fact that so many people have emulated what she's done. You know, like there's an entire genre of people now that do like.
Oh yeah, she even gave tips on there on how people can do it.
Yeah,
so that tells you some confidence that she knows that hey.
Once
I think you'll like
standard, you can do it.
Oh yeah, but I think if you're a creator or if you're trying to be a creator, there's something everybody can take away from it. Honest to God.
I think you just have to really, focus on what you're good at instead of trying to copy somebody else's success. So
I'm not going to give away the interview. What would be the point of watching the interview?
No, I'm not
you got to watch it, man. Come on.
But I'm saying it's slowly. The discussion point. I think a lot of times when you have content creators that get frustrated, it's because they're trying too hard to emulate somebody else and what they're doing.
You gotta be yourself. You definitely.
You need to let your personality and your enthusiasm and the thing that excites you, that wants you to even create the channel in the first place. Because if you're going in, it's like, I'm going to become a super YouTuber so I can make millions of dollars. It's like, bro, that's the wrong attitude. You need to be sitting there. It's like, I want to do this because I want to teach people about X, Y, and Z. Or I really like
interviewing people. And I won't tell you why she started doing it. I think you'll find it interesting when you hear it.
Yeah, definitely.
So you already recorded it, right?
It's already recorded. It's already done. It's uploaded. So at 7 p.m., we're going to do it as a premiere because I want people to be able to converse in the chat room. So that I don't usually do premiere. Nice. What's that?
When is it premiering?
7 p.m. on Monday Eastern time. Now, I'm going to say it like this: there's a possibility she's going to show up in the chat room on Monday night. It depends if she's busy or not. But she did say that if she can make the time, she's going to try to show up. If I'm going to do a premiere, she's going to be in there.
Like Raw on one screen and okay.
I'm just saying, I can't guarantee that she's going to be there, so don't people hate me if she doesn't. But I told her.
We hate you already. So.
Yeah, I know you do. Well, Ness at least likes me, and so does Alex. But you can hate me all you want. You got to do 2 conventions with me.
You fools, bro. I swear.
Jeez.
All right, guys. So we reached our 2-hour mark. It's pretty fun. We had a good night.
30-minute mark, boo.
2 hours and 30 minutes, man. What do you? He don't even know how to tell time.
Well, I had to take a call, but yeah, y'all. But anyway. But guys, thank you so much for watching, y'all. We had a fun night. We talked about everything. Gaming's gone crazy, y'all. And it's only been 5 months in the new year. Goodness gracious, this year is already
almost
crazy.
6, man. Think about it. We're almost halfway to Christmas.
Man, we about to get ready to, and Diddy about to get ready to go to jail. So
Yeah.
Diddy his goose is cooked, man.
Yeah, he does. Him and that towel. He gonna be in the jail with that towel. Ooh, boy.
Drop it like it's hot.
Man, how are you gonna be so stupid and have all that money and all that fame and then get caught doing some dumbass shit like that? Never mind all the other stuff that he's accused of. It's just
because little Jimmy just got.
Yeah.
He think his stuff don't stink and
he can pay everybody off. That's not how it works.
See, he did pay somebody out because that video show
got a copy of the tape in the drawer. He's like, "Oh yeah, $50,000. Bet I'm gonna get rid of this tape. You can have it." But there's already another copy in the desk.
All right, guys, y'all know where to find everybody. We'll see y'all next week. Probably have a special guest. Take care and always remember to